we're back.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So
Get a pull off of that?
yeah, shit, yeah. Let's get some fucking booze going. This is gonna. This is definitely. And I don't remember who sent us this single barrel. But
it might be one of the guys from the black site. Maybe Jack Glacke.
I don't know if we can say that. But just kidding.
Racist.
And
Racist. Can't say
Patrick Anderson from Austin sent us this.
That's all I got left of that?
Yeah,
Dang,
we already drank the
Shit.
other one, but through his West Coast proxy.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, this Whistle Pig is.
I'm going to have more of this Emerald Spear. Well,
Good
I need to
stuff.
take the cap off first. That's
Yeah, you're gonna need to do that.
helps.
Yeah, usually helps.
But yeah, going back to what we were saying earlier, like talking about some of the funny fucking pranks and West Coast represent. Well, no, you were on the East Coast though for a little bit too, right?
Yeah, I was
You were
East Coast,
both.
millimeter 12, and then I went over West Coast, did training unit in millimeter 3, yeah.
But yeah, those crimin stories and some of those prank stories were like, I just remember what we were saying earlier, like he kind of like Tommy bills himself as like he looks like a knuckle dragging he looks like a fucking pirate, bro.
He
like
does,
he's
yeah. Criminals,
inked,
yeah.
and he's just a gruff, he carries himself well. He
looks
PTs,
like a biker, yeah.
But I just remember we got down range in 03 and we had those fucking DPVs that never worked for shit. And and all of the head shed were going,
look cool, though.
You guys need to put this and this. You guys, and we're going to do this, our very first op in Iraq, and we're going to take over this fucking dam. And we had a 6-seater and a 3-seater. And I think by the time we had all the shit that the fucking head shed wanted us to put on these vehicles, those fucking vehicles weighed over like 6,000 pounds a piece.
God damn.
And I mean, bone stock, they're like 1,500 or something like that. 1,200 maybe. Like 3-seaters definitely.
They're meant to be light.
They're supposed to be it's a scout vehicle.
Yeah.
And dude,
anymore.
they had fucking extra 50 cals, extra tripods, a fucking shape charges, all this fucking shit, concertina wire, extra MREs, extra water, all this. But then it got to a point where we're like, dude, we have a spare helicopter that's a CSAR bird. They're like, and this was Crimmins. He's like, why the fuck don't we build a bundle? The CSAR bird could just kick the goddamn bundle off the fucking,
There you go.
And people were like, oh,
Ask
well,
why.
it's gonna,
Yeah.
instead of us loading down this vehicle with gallons of water and pallets of fucking MREs, they're like, and bullets and extra.
Because that's the plan that someone came up with.
Exactly.
And you're not allowed to ask questions as to why.
Yeah, exactly.
Team guys are good at bitching about shit. And sometimes it's valid. You got to
Valid.
get to the why.
Which granted,
Why the fuck are we doing
they kicked
this?
They kicked this bundle out and
Landed on your head.
Well, no, I mean it was on rollers and they pushed it out. I mean they landed and pushed it out, but then we had to go back later and like load everything up and bring it into the dam that we took over. But it was cool because the next day when we're driving these DPVs all over the place, like they weren't all loaded down like fucking axles sitting on suspension and
It's not a scout vehicle anymore.
yeah. But he's definitely a smart fucking dude, like way smarter than what people give him credit for,
There's quite a few guys like that, that,
Mark Mason.
yeah. that come across a certain way and throw
Well,
red
cheers,
meat to.
by the way.
Cheers, brother.
What are you drinking? Looks like chocolate milk.
Yeah, well,
Fuck is
Chalky
that?
milk?
I
Maybe a
ran
little nap?
out of our bulkhead energy drinks because we got to get more, and so I poured some of the BRCC coffee stuff in there. So I'm I'm mixing it up, man. It's like a tornado.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say. It's like a suicide.
It's good with the tequila. Yeah.
So give us some good prank stories from.
So we had my first platoon. I had a lot of the guys from our buds class, I had like Drew and a bunch of those guys in there. That we've already been pranking each other for so long, and the problem, as you know, it never is like, hey, you did this, so this. It just goes this, and then it jumps up to
always
here,
escalated,
right?
yeah.
Always a one-up.
Yeah.
So
Pinch me, I punch you. That's how that works.
in the case of Drew, like there'd be little things from like, take all of his light bulbs or something out of his room. We're like staying in Okinawa and Kadena. But there was this one time, like little things at first, and they just escalate and different stuff. And I forget what it was that he did to me that I decided to I was trying to get in his room to do something, and he slammed the door. And as I'm trying to get in his doorknob's turning. And so I just screwed his doorknob off and just hucked it, right? And so he has no doorknob on the outside, and all these rooms are. And I didn't think of it I'm going to do this. And then so in the morning he comes out of his room with just a towel on, goes into because it's shared showers here.
Showers.
He's got his key hanging from his neck, and he's like and so now he has to go down to the front desk and whatever. So we'd always have these different things. Or and what I would always try to do is frame someone else, and the best way of doing that is what the fuck? Someone put this charcoal in and be pissed off and act like I'm mad. And then there's a trail of it going to Jay's room or something. And then Andrew finds it in his room that motherfucker. And then so you got that whole thing stirred up. But one of the ones that I really like, our LPO was a bigger than life guy. I know you worked with him at some point. And leave the name out of it, but he's a big guy. He was in the teams forever. He's an E6 at this point as our LPO, and he was already in for 18 years. And he was someone that had early on got in a car accident, was in a coma, and popped out of it fine, but he was always a little different. So there's different things I'd do, I'd get his book. And what I found out is like Ron Burgundy, if it wasn't on the cue card, he's going to say exactly what, and I'd write stuff in there, right?
Go fuck yourself.
Told Kevin 5 times, he still hasn't done it. Be like, Kevin, did you get the fucking whiskey that I told you? I told you 5 times. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But it's been written in his book, working his writing. So little things. But one of the things, one night, he left his room open. I went in there and I just threw a bunch of glitter in his bed. And didn't even think about the outcome, how it would be. And so he's rolling around there all night like a fucking bear. He's like this big polar bear. And he's wearing these super short, old teen guy shorts and his tank top that's way too tight. And he shows up at the Kadena.
The muster in the morning.
The Kadena gym. Yeah, because we'd meet at the gym. And he's just looking like he just came back from the rave. And he's fucking just glittered out, man. And it's
shining
fucking
bright like a diamond.
All over him. And everyone sees it and they're just don't say anything. He's like, okay, we're going to finish the workout. We'll meet up. And then he goes to work out, and I guess he sees it in the mirror. And this is a big gym on base in Kadena. And then I just hear, God damn it. I hear, Mason! He's screaming. I'm like, fuck, I got to get out of here. But he couldn't get that glitter off for a day and a half.
That's fucking glitter.
Yeah, glitter's hard, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that was always a good. That was a good deal pre 9/11.
Yeah.
That I did a couple ARC Bravos there, and I know Team 3 had it for a little bit to where you guys were doing, port and starboard. You guys would turn over with yourselves, and then I think you guys went all in on Unit 3. Team 3
Middle East,
was always in Bahrain,
and that was it was hard. He changed when he went to group. He changed that around. So then we had nothing but desert, and we still had an ARG that we did.
Yeah, the Alpha.
Yeah. So just today, one. I was telling one of my daughters. About I had a can. I think it was the Cat's tuna or whatever it is. I'm getting ready to throw it away. I'm like, hey, the best it's you could put this under the seat of your friend's car. You pour it into in their air condition. She's like,
no.
Why would you do that? I'm like, oh, okay. No.
I would because murder someone.
Well, so you have your sister platoon, and you're going to Nyland, which is 1,000 degrees. And there's pranks are happening.
Yeah.
And so what we did to our sister platoon, what I did was I took a bunch of tuna water and poured it in all their vents.
Oh, that's foul, dude.
And so now they're going to be driving the 5 hours or whatever it is back
my God.
in this thing, in the heat. And they're going to you either turn on the AC or you fucking melt.
You're going to vomit.
And you guys would always go up to Camp Roberts.
Well, this case was Nyland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we used to go to Roberts. And
well, you said 5 hours. I was like...
Yeah, I forget why. Maybe it wasn't that long. It's just the drive. It takes a bit. But what ended up happening as a bonus, someone in the car.
As a bonus?
Someone in the car, this little nerdy dude that none of us liked anyways, he's in a sister platoon, decided he's going to open his tuna snack pack.
Oh, They
end up beating the fuck out of him. So we're not in that van. We're in the other van.
This is all your fault.
God damn. He's like, well.
Yeah. So, God damn. So they didn't even smell it yet. Until he's eating his tuna, and I guess he put it on the floor. And then when it starts stinking so bad, they assume it's his tuna.
It was his fault. Yeah.
Yeah. So it took him couple hours before they realized, and I think we might have stopped at the same place to eat, and they saw us all giggling, and then they realized. But that was after they already beat his ass, like they pummeled him in the van.
And fucking van fight.
Yeah.
Sorry, Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't eat fish around other people, dude.
Yeah.
You don't put it in the fucking microwave, and you don't crack open a can of tuna.
Well, this was
Fuck
like
you.
was like, we're out there for 4 weeks. This was like weeks of it escalating to different stuff, and it's like, okay, this is how we get him back at the end.
We used to do that shit to the drop ceilings in the office of the Quonset huts, Team 5.
Foul,
Because for a while there was 4 Quonset huts, but they were in half, and so there were 8 platoons, and then all of a sudden, Trident got the idea like, oh, we need to make one of these into a classroom, and so after that, to where it used to be, each platoon hut was each platoon hut, and like you could leave your shit in the platoon hut, and you would go on deployment, you'd come back, all your shit's still there. But then they fucked it all up by making this classroom, and then all the platoons started rotating.
Yes.
And and the funniest fucking shit, like when the platoon started rotating, it was like, oh, the incoming platoon, can of tuna, fucking right in the drop ceiling. You lift up the little panel like this shit, lift up the panel, and you put the fucking tuna up top there, and then somebody else did it to our platoon. We realized there's shit that smells worse than an open can of tuna.
Rotten eggs.
The fucking the protein drinks.
Yeah.
Dude, they would leave about this much in the bottom of it, and they would leave. They wouldn't totally snap the fucking top back on it, and the pressure
enough
would
to
build
ferment.
until finally the thing pops. And dude, that shit. I mean, you know how bad your farts smell when you drink it, because it's like it's partially digested. Like protein. It makes
It's whey too.
Yeah.
It's got dairy in it.
Yeah,
so
and it
smells.
makes so your body can process it easier. So it's already like all this fucked up shit that's whatever's in it. But you leave a little bit in the bottom of this thing, and dude, well, you imagine you come back from a fucking deployment, and some of you're just like, oh my god, like you're
What
like
died in here.
Well, it got to a point where, dude, we ripped down fucking some of these ceilings. And there was so much beer cans and fucking porn mags up there, and
Plus
just
some AKs. Up
yeah,
there.
dude. I mean, the craziest fucking shit. But kind of same lines where when I did a couple ARC Bravos in Kadena, which was one of the best kept secrets pre.
Where's Kadena?
It's in Okinawa.
Okay.
So you'd have to you'd be on technically you're attached to the ship, but dude, we'd only go on the ship maybe twice a deployment.
Yeah.
And
So you're living there and on an Air Force base.
Yeah,
they live
living
well.
in Kadena, which is
So
it's like a dorm.
they have the best
Air Force is a
standards.
great spot. Yeah,
so and
absolutely.
even though the area that we are in is Navy, they have to at least match. Like, so this is, I mean, it doesn't sound like a big deal now, but they had to have TVs. They had to have everything that
Air Force.
the Air Force dorms had.
Yeah, they get a substandard living allowance if they don't have it.
Well, dude, it's fucking crazy.
shit.
You had
True story.
you had maid service.
What?
We had maid
Dude, Air
service.
Force got it made, bro.
Dude, it was fucking amazing. I'm like, dude, this is great.
At Navy Dive School in DSTC, the Air Force goes through there too. You don't have cable internet or cable TV or cable internet. The Air Force got a substandard living allowance because they didn't have cable.
Because they had to have regular military standards.
Yeah, no, dead ass.
Yeah,
Literally, and
dude.
I didn't know it was a thing. And like we're going through, and they're like, just one of their guys had said something about it. We're like, no fucking way. And they're like, no, seriously. Like,
All right,
if
next
there's-
bar tab's on you, bro.
Hey.
Yeah, literally.
To our
It was
listeners.
like, it wasn't anything crazy, like $50 extra a month.
So this is what I tell young people too. It's like, here's the, okay, go to the Army, you're going to go to a rectangular state. There's going to be gravel and fences. Go to Navy, you're going to be by the water. The Marine Corps, blah, blah, blah. And the Air Force, you're going to live better than anywhere else, but you're not going to make rank. And blah, blah, like, there's like these
Yeah,
things
pros
that
and
are
cons,
like,
all of
this,
them, yeah.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you, our viewers. Like,
Choose
if
wisely.
you want a great standard of living, I mean, yeah, same shit. Join the Air Force.
I would
But
say
like you
Space
said-
Force now.
Yeah, Space Force.
There's only like 5 freaking
yeah, I think
bases. and
Vandenberg's a Space Force.
they're going to have to
base
deep
now.
select for a long time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
told the Air Force still deep selects because
Wait, what's
like
deep
meaning
select?
there's not enough people. So if for like 06 or something, they have to like pull you up earlier.
Oh, really?
And the Air Force has been around for 60 years, and they still being the newest. It's like doesn't have what
Interesting.
everyone else. Yeah. So Space Force run up there pretty quick through the
Wild.
ranks.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
wild.
that's some fucking crazy shit. I mean, there's officially 6 branches now, right? I mean, there's
Yeah.
if you count the Coast Guard.
Coast
Well,
Guard.
Coast Guard's officially not a branch.
I thought it
Well,
was.
there's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
They moved out of the Department of Defense
Coast
and now
Guard.
to Homeland Security.
Really?
Yeah. The
I didn't
Department
know
of Homeland
Oh,
Security, DHS now.
so are we back to 5?
Yeah.
Guess we're back to 5.
We're back to 5, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Coast Guard's DHS now.
Thanks,
don't know.
Obama.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a prank story, but it's one of the worst, like, kind of revenge stories I've heard. We're Team 1. This is like early 2000s, and there had been this guy. He's a prior enlisted, but officer now, and he was making everybody's life fucking miserable. Now that he's out, like
He's a team guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen his comments on like 5326, and I actually kind of like the guy. I'm like, it seems like he'd be cool to get along with.
Yeah.
Man, he was not fucking cool to get along with. We're active.
Really?
Not fucking cool at all. And I will say, like, seeing how this
Maybe
guy
you shouldn't have fucked his wife. Just kidding.
wasn't me, bro.
Or his husband.
But seeing what happened, this is one of those situations where I'm like, I could see why he got this happen to him. So when you deploy to Guam, this must be my first platoon, so it's pre 9/11. When you deploy to Guam, you have these boxes that you put out. So for the audience, it's like a pallet. You have a pallet, and you have a single box that's like 4 feet tall by 3 by 4. It's a single box, and you just throw all your shit.
Oh,
in
it's
there.
a fucking ISU 90.
No.
No, it's literally a cardboard box.
It's a cardboard
Oh,
box.
they're the tri-walls.
Yeah, travel
Tri-walls.
box.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the size of a
I thought
pallet.
you meant an actual.
No, yeah, the IC90 is literally the pallet.
Yeah.
10 by 10.
So it's the size of a fucking, 2 refrigerator boxes put together, but it's one single box on a pallet, and you throw all the shit in there, and then that gets on a sea freight ahead of you by what it's take like 6 weeks or something to get out to Guam.
Yeah.
So you get out there, and then when you redeploy back to San Diego, you put all your shit in there, and then you fucking leave, and you're kind of like, you've already done turnover. Whatever.
Yeah.
So this
Combat
guy,
ineffective.
yeah. So
Sorry, all our shit's on a boat.
this guy had pissed off. He was SCA or whatever. He was mainly attached to our sister platoon, so we had some interaction with him, but he wasn't really in charge of us, so we didn't, we didn't have too much to do with him.
I'm trying to think who the fuck this guy is.
I'll tell you,
Yeah, no, I want to see. I want to see if I can
piece the pieces
sniff
together.
this out. But
Let me put it to you this way: he looks like
no, don't.
Okay.
I want to
No
try to
hints,
figure this out.
goddammit.
I want to figure it out from the story.
All right. So this guy had pissed off our sister platoon so much for being such a fucking like unreasonable asshole. Like prior dev group guy, he used to carry a 60, but he would carry like a MP5 as like a secondary.
I know
Just kind
exactly what you're talking about.
weird,
now.
yeah, weird 90s shit, right? Or weird 80s shit. So anyway, like had all the accolades, had all the pedigree for it, but it was just a fucking like my way or the highway type guy, and he would never hesitate to let you know like, oh, it's a damn this is the way we do it. Like all the should we talk about like good leadership and letting guys grow?
That they don't do.
This is not that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the guys were so fucking pissed off at him. And so when you go to redeploy, you're supposed to pull all your shit together and pack it up. You pack up your own shit and your own trywall, and then you bring it out, and then everybody puts it on, whatever. You're responsible for your own shit. Well, this motherfucker had been like, no, fuck you guys, pack my shit up. Oh. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So they packed up all his shit, and then they all took turns shitting in his drywall, packaged it up, put it on, and this is Guam.
Oh, it's a little warm there.
Yeah, and put it on a fucking boat for 6 weeks, and this thing just baked all the way back to
Oh,
San
that's
Diego.
lovely. Yeah.
And he never said a word about it. He
Yeah,
never said a fucking
he can't.
word about it.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I
Who's
I,
shitting my drum?
I wish I would have seen
Everybody,
his face.
motherfucker. That's
Well, dude,
it.
that shit happened more than once, and I remember dudes. Same shit, and it was typically an officer who'd be like, "Oh, I got too much work to do. You guys mind throwing my stuff on the pallet?" Which most of the time the OIC was given a little bit of
Little
carte
pass,
blanche, like,
yeah.
"Hey, you bring your shit out to the pallet when we're building pallets. Yeah,
You bring it out.
bring
No
your shit
problem.
out.
And
Yeah,
the key-
I'll
the
make
key
sure it
there
gets
is-
on
You're
there."
doing the evals, yeah.
The key there is he shouldn't have to ask. Someone's like, hey, man, we got to take care of LT stuff because they see what he's doing.
Exactly.
But the guy that comes out and
Like, we
makes
got
it like
you.
it's an entitlement, like, hey, take my bag.
Well,
That's what this
And
was.
like typically the AOIC, if he
Yes.
tries to pull that shit
Yes.
as a new guy
had a
AOIC,
we
he'd
had
be
a
like,
guy
"Huh."
very similar, but he didn't get the shit in the box. He got some other stuff. But yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
if the officer's taking care of you, though, like the whole deployment,
Exactly.
they're doing stuff, and then they ask you for a favor, you're like, fuck yeah, LT, I
Yeah,
got you, dude.
which typically as the OIC, you're like, yeah, man, this motherfucker, he's doing paperwork and bullshit. I don't want to do it.
I don't want to do it. Yeah,
I don't want to
absolutely.
do any of that
You
shit.
do the paperwork. I
See,
love the
take the
pallet. No
admin.
problem.
Dude,
I just don't
problem.
understand how you can like. I was in 27 years,
In a
25,
row?
25 of it in the teams, and there was no time in my mind that ever changed that. I'm going to get kicked out tomorrow. Is my finger on the trigger? I'm not going to ever let someone else put my bag on something because it's
Yeah.
not going to show. I've got to visually see it. I do this. We're going on a trip with the kids. Like, no, you visually touch your
Yeah.
bag. Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, I mean, maybe it doesn't need to be that way
Yeah.
in real life, but
No,
that's
it
stuck
does,
in my
dude.
fucking head. you
It's
know?
the right thing. Like I touched my I just went to Costa Rica. I touched my passport 7 fucking times.
Just make sure.
Yeah, no, like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
I put it in the bag. All right, it's in the bag. And then I was like, okay, I got shorts. I got this stuff. Where's my passport?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do know
Oh, that can't be
was
the reason. Yeah.
There was a culture shift in some of that shit towards the end of me getting out of the military.
Yeah, it all went downhill once you got out.
Well, yeah, but
That
no,
was a
I
culture shift.
remember right before I went.
We're fucked
the
now.
last deployment I did, we're going to Iraq, and this was in like 2010, 2011, and it's all hands on deck when you're building pallets. It's like, hey, it was literally like, hey, we're doing pallet PT.
a team evolution,
we're building
yeah.
fucking pallets. And I just remember sitting in our high bay, and something had happened, and you had like some one platooners bitching that the fucking Seabees didn't build the fucking their pallets right and didn't put the ISU 90s weren't something. I'm like, wait.
Come on, man.
I'm like,
Yeah.
and I was the LPO. I'm like, you're complaining that somebody else didn't build the fucking pallet right? I go, were you even out there? And they're like, well, yeah. Well, no. I mean, we brought our stuff out. So they were basically building the fucking pallets and we would do it by fire team. And typically you'd have an ISU 90, you put your shit in. And then you had a pallet with a tri-wall. You put soft
Yeah.
bags and other shit that wasn't.
And for the audience, ISU 90 is like a small Connex box, so it's all metal and you close.
It's like
Yeah.
a third of a Connex.
Yeah,
box.
it's
the
like you
doors.
could secure, you put a lock on it and shit. So,
exactly.
and dude, it was like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, you're complaining that the guys who were lending a hand, the Seabees were coming over to literally hook us up.
Yeah, just be
by
nice.
helping build these
Yeah.
fucking pallets, and you're complaining that it's like, oh, this
We used to
gold,
have to do all that
This
shit.
gold bricks too. Yeah, we literally used to have to do all that shit.
Yeah.
It's the same
That's
thing
what I
for
did.
Sounds like
building
you guys.
building ducts.
Yep.
And doing all that shit to where now the airloft would just do the shit.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm
No
like,
shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
So
to that point, the Air Force, when I was in Djibouti, they had the fucking what are they called? The air rescue guys, PJs.
PJs, yeah.
So when we wanted to go dive, like we had our own boat, right? We were our own dive
Wait,
supervisors.
why do you guys want to go dive in Djibouti?
Are you kidding? Oh,
There's
yeah, you
sharks
don't know.
out there, bro. Fuck that.
Not really. The Gulf of Aden has whale sharks, and then you've got the coral reefs, and you got all sorts. Dude, it's beautiful diving out there. Literally, we dove all the time.
I'd love to do some open circuit shit out there, but
I'll watch it
I
on
don't want to do a
Instagram.
ship attack.
Yeah, no, I mean, we first of all, we had to dive. 'cause
To
we
your
had to
point,
bring the-
you're self-sufficient. You're your own dive suits. you're-
100%, right? So we're our own dive supervisors.
Yeah.
We have to clean our own boats. We have to do all that, like everything, right? And they would be like, "Hey, we're gonna go out diving tomorrow. You guys want to come with us?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." And they're like, "Cool. What time you need to show up to do? Like set up gear, charge
Correct,
tanks?"
yeah.
We're like, "I don't know. We got guys for that."
We're Air Force, bro.
And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. We just show up. We tell them we want to leave at 9 a.m. The boat's ready. The tanks are charged. The
Damn.
BCs are set up. Weights are in there. And then when they
Champagne's
get
chilled,
back,
ready to go.
they bring a dive supervisor out with them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's
Probably
just
fly out some dude special from Kadena.
yeah, there's just a guy that comes out just to supervise. He doesn't even get to fucking dive.
Yeah.
He's not. He's a support staff.
Would you
guy.
like the sparkling air,
Yeah,
sir?
literally, I'm like, are you kidding? And then when they get back, they're just like, all right, here's all of our shit, and they get out of the
Wow.
boat, and someone, post.
Well, and to
post dives everything.
That's awesome.
And to
Couldn't believe
that
it.
story, my first platoon, we were doing some interop shit with some CCTs that came down from probably was Kadena. They came down to Guam and they were going to do a bunch of jumps and shit with us. Those motherfuckers aren't allowed to pack their own fucking
Nope.
parachutes.
No, they got parachute packers.
Yeah, I'm like, what? We're like, and
They
I was
jump
like,
more than anybody else.
Yeah,
For
I was-
free, you're
across
talking
the board.
free fall.
yeah,
right?
free fall shit.
free fall.
Well, I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? am I-
Certainly for static.
Yeah, static line, you're not packing your own
Yeah.
shit. But I mean, we have our own platoon parachute riggers, like, and I was like the assistant air guy.
But we kind of gone away from that too.
Yeah,
We've grown into closer
Really?
to that
Yeah,
with,
we've done,
with
we've
Lock
gotten-
Sue and everything.
Yeah,
Which-
Lock Sue, they pack our own fucking chutes and
Yeah,
shit.
because I was
and-
the air guy. I packed all the statics
yeah,
and stuff too.
But this was my first, this is 98, 97, 98, and I just remember I wasn't even free fall qual, but I'm watching and I'm absorbing as much shit because I'm trying to fucking make myself better to where I'm like, oh, I should go to free fall school. And they're like, because back then that was an extra like $50 or $75 in
Well, and it was
in
prestige
pay.
too, because you had. There's only so many before the
well,
war.
it sucked less too.
There's only things that
You
you
didn't have
don't
to
do.
well, dude, it was like
Static
it was like the
sucks.
unwritten rule. Like, dude, once you're free fall, like you don't have to static line anymore.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
there's only really three things. You could be a sniper, free fall qualified, or comm guy, but nobody really wanted to be a comm guy.
or corpsman.
Yeah, or corpsman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like 4 things you needed on every op. You need
Yeah.
Well, and that
you know.
wasn't any of them, other than the comm guy. The op, the advice to give a new guy, like if you want to get on operations, like in times when we weren't at full on
Absolutely,
war, it's
yeah.
like JTAC, comm guy. If you're a medic, that's also good. And I
Yeah.
forget what the other one was, but it's like they
Well,
need that
typically
person.
since sniper and comm guy and JTAC and comm guy were before being
Yeah.
a JTAC was
Yeah.
a thing. Like
Yeah.
in the pre 9/11 days, like
Before we
if you're a
farmed it
comm
out,
guy,
yeah.
a corpsman, and a sniper, and you needed C2, so you need to be one of the top 4.
Yeah.
top 4 skin.
Yeah, K9 now too though. K9's pretty
Yeah.
solid
it's
as
so
well.
different
Yeah.
these days, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, now it's the top 6 things, but the funniest shit is I won't say any names, but we're jumping out in Guam, and our air guys and our LPO was actually an air guy, so they're like, no, we'll help pack your guys' chutes. And this is where I learned, okay. Pack that main like it's a fucking reserve. You expose the fucking nose, and you only do your pack stowing ties, and then you flake all the fucking lines in there. That fucking parachute comes out like that. And dude,
Whiplash.
fucking like boots flying off. Like that dude was like,
This
holy
one's set for a neck
because it's
breaker.
like, hey man, you like a little bit of a snivel when you open your shit? And the dude was like, no, I like my shit to come out immediately. And the guy was like, whoa, okay.
All right.
And dude, and so I wound up, I went to parachute rigger school, but I remember when I got out of those fucking orders out at Yuma, and they sent me to the airloft to be a static line jump master before I volunteered to go to SQT. We would do all the air bullshit down there, but we had this CO who showed up. I won't say which team he was at, but he had literally tried to fuck one of my buddies out of. They literally tried to get him to, like, he had signed an obliserve when he went to Dam Neck to go to Green Team. It was like, and an obligated service is like, hey, if you make it through Green Team, you'll
gotta sign
sign
on for another
48 months or
yeah.
60 months, whatever the fuck it is. He didn't make it through Green Team, so then he goes back to his team, and he does deployment, comes back, and he's like, yeah, he didn't tell anybody that he. To your point, and he's like, I didn't tell anybody I'm getting the fuck out until like he's down like, D minus 30 or some shit. Like he's ready to.
That's a little. Much.
Yeah,
Now you're
he's
screwing
like,
people over.
Yeah. But I mean, he's essentially signed up to go to TAPS and all this stuff to get out, and they're like, hey, what the fuck? We got you slated to do this platoon, and he's like, nah, I'm going to this school.
I mean,
and
but you haven't
remember-
even put in your re-enlistment. I feel like someone should have figured that out.
Yeah, well,
before 30 days.
You would think it wasn't 30. It was probably like 6 months, but
Yeah.
I exaggerate a little bit. But dude, the CMC brought him in and basically tried to say that he was gonna
hold that
obliserve
obliserve?
because he goes, no, it says successful completion of blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
It's in the paperwork, bro.
Yeah, and they literally they were gonna make him go do fucking guard duty, gate guard duty, as a punishment. And this was team. Well, I won't say what team it was, but you
That's
you
such
can
a dick
probably
move, man.
you can probably guess what team
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, the CO was comes into the airloft, or maybe it wasn't the CO, maybe it was a different guy. Anyways, he's
Somebody
asking
connected
he's
to it,
asking for a rigger pack because he didn't want to pack his own fucking chute, and we're doing like a bunch of hoo-yah jumps. We're doing requal jumps.
It's like, oh, I got you.
I'm like, I got you. So I hooked him up with a rigger pack because I was a parachute rigger. So I'm like, okay. And that motherfucker was like, God damn, that fucking chute opened fast. I was like, yeah, it did.
That's what you want.
Hopefully it didn't fucking rip any gores out of that fucking 7 cells of shit, you fucking dick.
You cocksucker.
But
Yeah,
that
like-
wasn't necessarily a prank. Luckily, I didn't kill the guy, but he had a reserve. I mean, come
He
on.
was fine. Did I tell you guys? I think last time we went through some of the stuff about like dive school and other pipeline stuff. But we pranked the. There was one instructor in particular at dive school that we ended up pranking with the lunch boxes. I tell you guys that one.
I don't remember the lunch boxes.
Okay.
No.
All right. So there was an instructor that he's out now. His last name's Donnelly. Awesome fucking dude. But
Don-Lee?
Donnelly, his last name.
Oh.
Yeah, Donnelly.
I was going
But-
to say, I know a stunt guy named Don Lee.
Don
Good
Lee.
dude.
Yeah, no, Don Lee. So when he was an instructor at dive school, he broke his leg and then got MRSA in the leg.
Ugh.
And so he blew up, gained a bunch of weight. But while he couldn't run, couldn't do cardio, couldn't whatever, he was strong as fuck. So, but anyways, all the other instructors would just give him shit for being fat the whole time. So they were always roasting him. Of course, as students, we can't say anything. But we're going through pool comp, and me and my dive buddy, we know at the end of the day, like when pool comp's over, whenever you do your comp, you're going to get beat, right? So we're trying to figure out ways that we can like escape getting beat. So we have this grand, we don't tell fucking anybody else in the class. Nobody has any idea what we're doing. So we take all of our box lunches. We put them in an area where we're supposed to put them every day. And everybody goes up. We run up to the locker rooms to get changed. And me and my buddy, we took all the box lunches when the instructors left the office to go to the pool deck. And we built a gigantic fucking sandwich out of everybody.
Everybody, you took all the sandwiches out and
We
stacked them
took
together.
all of the sandwiches out, and we like took a corner out like someone had bitten it.
It's like one giant
Yeah,
Dagwood.
literally, yeah. And then we took like bags of chips and we like threw them in a trash can, but we just took crumbs and shit, and just put it everywhere, and did a couple of drinks and just put it all over this instructor's desk.
Oh, shit.
All over the instructor's
Oh,
desk,
man.
right? And it's in the back corner, right? So me and my dive buddy, we knew we were going to be one of the first ones done. And because we were in charge of the box lunches, we had to go get the box lunch, whatever. So we get done, and they're like, hey, it's fucking lunchtime. Girls, go get the lunches. But my dive buddy wasn't, they had made him go do something else. So I went down with my OIC at the time. And he doesn't know what's going on. So we get down there, and I got to play it like I have no clue what's happening.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I open the thing, and I'm like, we put them right here. And the OIC's like, where are they? I don't know. They were right here. I don't know. And at the time, when you're going through dive school, you have like rivalry classes, and you'll steal each other's guide-ons, which is basically you guys know what
Yeah.
guide-on. So you
Stupid
steal guide-on,
fucking
you're doing
flag
stupid
and shit.
fuckery shit, right? And so we go back up to the pool deck, and they're like, hey, our box lunches aren't there. I'm like, what do you mean they're not there? I was like, I don't know. I think maybe another class took them. Like we took took the Army class's guide on the other day. Like maybe they took them, right?
Yeah.
And so this turns into an all-out like
We got to find out.
yeah. So everybody that gets done with pool comp, we're going from classroom to
Jagman
classroom.
investigation.
Yeah, we're going from classroom to classroom, asking the other all the other classes like, "Hey, did you take my fucking my class's box lunches?" And they're like, "No, we're running around all dive school."
Army
and
guys, do
finally,
you guys get box lunches?
yeah. So towards the end of it, I'm like, I mean, the only place, guys, that we haven't checked is the instructor office. And they're like, well, why the fuck would they be in there? And I'm like, look, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Maybe one of the instructors.
As soon as someone says spitball, and I'm
Yeah,
like, what
yeah.
the fuck's this dude talking about?
So
just spitball.
Some shenanigans are about.
So we go into the instructor office, and I beeline straight for this dude's desk. I at this point, I know they're gonna know. So I beeline for the desk, and I'm like, is this our box lunches? And Zach,
It's like a sandwich this tall.
literally, it was like that big. And Zach, one of the other instructors, comes back there, and he looks and he goes, and I go, Instructor Donnelly. And then Zach goes, Donnelly, you fat fuck. It's like, how are you gonna take this? How are you gonna take the students' box lunches? And Donnelly goes back there. He's like, wait, I didn't fucking do this. And I was just like, who eats 30 sack lunches? Just like that. And he goes, pull deck. And then we just get up there. And of course, we knew we were going to get beat.
Fucking chip crumbs everywhere.
Everywhere, dude. His entire desk, the floor, there's chips. Like, we made a fucking mess, dude.
Awesome.
But we knew we were going to get beat after pull comp anyways, but it was way more savage than normal. We did 8-count bodybuilders until our feet were literally just bleeding on the fucking pull deck. It was for hours. We just did 8-count bodybuilders.
Worth it.
And we never fessed up to it. Well, it wasn't us. We didn't do it. Like, just fucking admit it. And I saw Donnelly like later, and I was like, dude, remember that time? And he was like, I knew it was fucking you. But we also.
What about the other instructors? Did they actually? They must have. They came up
fucking knew immediately,
and they loved it, right?
Oh, they were dying.
I had a similar thing.
For the rest of the time, they called him a fat fuck. We were hiding miniature candy bars in his uniform. So like we get in early and we put like a little fucking fun size Snicker or like a Crunch bar.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, hey, darling, I'm kind of hungry. You got any snacks? And he would just look at you and he'd be like, fucking drop. And then he would just find them. At the end of the day,
thank you.
God damn it.
I smell chocolate.
And that's like you got to find, even if you're going to get beat, that's just makes it worth it. You were in rollback land for a bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So can we say it? Is Kelm still with us?
Yeah, but he was.
But is Kelm still with us? I thought I heard.
Oh, I don't think he passed away. I think he's still with us. But he was. I remember because I told a story about Steel Pier, and he was the one questioning Mr. Krug.
Yeah,
who was
and so, if I remember the story, I think he got like something happened with a limpet, and he got a little bit blown up underwater. And
I don't
so
know.
he had a bit of a stutter, and he was pretty funny, and he would say some hilarious shit. Like someone messed up, and it's like, did you call me Instructor Kelp? And he put kelp all over to do it, and he had like a stutter, and he was just like
he was funny as fuck, bro.
He was dry.
He was on Team 4. He was an East Coast team guy.
Yeah, and rollback land in one of the offs, I would because I was around and I knew the thing, and so I'd always have to go with our OIC with Tom over to the office. He's like, "Why I got to go?" Because you're fucking in charge, and we're like rollback land, and he'd be like, I'm gonna give you a deficiency. I'm gonna chit you. Like you couldn't say So on one of the room inspections, I forget what I did. I did something, and he dropped me down, and I made up some story, and it was like from some famous movie. It might have been like E.T. or whatever. Made it like it was, or it's just like, yeah, in my town, I got in trouble because we weren't allowed to have music, and it was
Footloose.
fucking Footloose, and it's just like, and yeah, like totally. And I'm just sitting there, and it was like Senior Chief Patton, and he's just like laughing, right? And he's like, listen, I'm gonna fucking tell him. Every time we do a room inspection, you better have another one of these. So dude, he's like, and he thought it was hilarious.
And fucking Senior Patton was dope. He would, if you had potatoes and meat in your refrigerator, you'd almost always get a pass.
Yeah, because he's gonna eat it. Yeah.
Well, and his son was Shane Patton, who passed away at Red Wings.
Oh shit!
But Senior Chief Patton was he was a Team 5 guy.
And Senior Chief Patton, I think, was Panama. And I remember he gave us, he's like, listen, look around. He's like talking about like just getting to the teams and not being there long and losing a bunch of buddies and just made it like, hey, this is bigger than just this. And I remember that. But he was a pretty funny guy.
He was a big lifter too. He always coined the phrase. He was like, hey, you need to get in a small arms repair locker.
Which was the gym.
Locker. Yeah. And that's what they end up naming the gym.
Yeah, they had that as a plaque. It was like an official plaque on the gym with small arms repair.
That's
for him.
Yeah, Patton.
So Patton,
I want to say.
So Patton wanted me to do this to him because we're in rollback land, but I'm like, I think I'm in crutches, and they're still making me hit the surf. Kelm's still making me hit the surf. So the next one I set up because you have this little armoire that opens up, and I had this little tiki doll thing like I had from Hawaii. And so I set up like this little, my roommate had like a little blue towel. I set it up, I put it on there, and I have candles, and I have them all lit.
A little shrine.
It's like closed. And so Kelm comes in like, fucking drop down. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, and he opens up like, he like sees this. He's like, what the fuck? And it's like somewhere. He's like, what kind of weird shit you into? You in a cult? I'm like, no, sir, but I do have to pray to that a couple times. He's like, what the fuck? I was like, my family and I went on, and I just start reciting the Brady Bunch in Hawaii.
Yes.
The episode with the spider. I was like, we're in Hawaii, and a spider, my brother Greg, came down, and Patton's trying not to laugh. Calvin's no idea. And I'm just like reciting the whole fucking thing. And then every time my brother so-and-so got on his surfboard, something seemed to happen. It was like, and it just like, fucking hit the surf. And so there was one of these things we'd have to do all the time with him. But that one stood out because he kept thinking I was in some weird cult because of this. He'd bring shit up all the time. Because I had all these candles and a little tiki doll.
I didn't realize any of that shit was happening.
Yeah.
This is in first phase, right?
Yeah, because you were in different rooms, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, we're in
Holy fuck,
rollback land.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I think it might have been in between after I, waiting to go roll back into class, broke my foot or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But
It is a cool relationship dynamic between the students and the staff. Like when you're a student and the staff, when you find somebody that you can relate with and have fun with, and like you kind of see the
That
similarities.
has a little bit of balls to to fuck with you and have fun.
we had we had these one kids in our room like next to us that decided that we're just going to turf our room, and they put down turf. And the instructors were so impressed. They're like,
oh, they loved it.
yeah, they loved it. I remember them saying, and all those dudes quit.
Yeah.
Like, all those dudes in that room quit. And
That was Boat Crew 4.
but I remember them. I remember whoever it was. It might have
Like,
been
God
Pat.
damn it, Mike Mayer. You made that whole boat crew quit.
They were like, this is amazing. They're like, this is like the Astrodome. This is amazing. I don't think any of you fuckers are going to make it, but this is amazing. Go ahead. So you don't have to hit the surf. Like they were so like impressed.
That's
like
so
it was like
funny,
wall to wall, cut perfectly. It was like
and
turf.
for the people listening too, like you used to have to like you don't have training on the weekends, but your whole weekend is taken up by
Oh,
polishing
you're
the floors.
cleaning the fuck out of your
yeah,
room.
yeah. So let's just put that
white
into
glove
context.
inspections every Monday.
You live on the fucking beach. The barracks is in the sand. And if they come in and find a speck of sand, you failed. So meaning you're not going to pass.
Yeah.
And then you would have at least 80% of the class, at least at the beginning, are like, oh my God, we got to clean this. And it's like mop it a couple times, throw some mop and glue down, do it the night before.
Yes.
You do it on Friday. You're going to keep doing it because everything's going to stay. But just, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Like they're going to find sand. Like, yeah, no shit. We're on the fucking beach.
Impossible not to find
Well,
And-
here's a funny fucking thing though, because it was me, you, Jay Myers, a couple of our officers. We wound up going from 198 into 200, and
we have this type of attitude.
Yeah.
And they weren't ready for it.
well, me and Jay were swim buddies, and we lived in the same room and shit. Well, he had somehow, I don't know if he had gotten dropped from fucking training and then reinstated or something, but he was in like X Division for like an hour, and the fucking Master at Arms in charge of X Division was this guy Dobstaff, Chief Dobstaff. And he had all the fucking room numbers of 618 written and who was assigned to these rooms. Jay had fucking gotten an extra room, and he put some random names on there.
Oh my God.
And fucking, so me and Jay had an extra room.
That's so fucking
So
stupid.
we had a room that was fucking inspection ready.
It's just
Yeah.
not lived in
And
ever.
then we lived in a different room.
Yes,
and so
Yeah.
when we were doing inspection, and our room was away from the rest of the fucking class, and they were like, why the fuck is your shit over here? And we're
what
like,
they
dude,
gave us.
and we're like, dude, we're gonna get
They're
fucking,
onto
we're
us,
get-
they're onto
we're
us,
like,
yeah.
dude, we're gonna get caught. But dude, we never did. Yeah. So we had an extra,
genius.
but dude, there were times too where we had this inspection ready room. No one is living in this thing.
Yeah.
We had like a sea bag
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
it's a museum.
Yeah. And dude, they would still come in and be like,
They'd be like,
sand.
sand.
We're like,
Motherfucker.
fuck you,
yeah.
motherfuckers.
We haven't lived in this room.
Yeah. Our real room is, I mean,
Did you guys ever hear that story about Marcus Luttrell and his brother switching
Yeah.
places in Hell Week?
I heard that.
What?
I didn't know it was Hell Week. I thought I heard something
Did
about
they go
it.
through
I
together,
thought,
Marcus
yeah,
and Morgan?
No.
I don't
They're like
think
a
it was
class
Hell Week.
apart.
I think it was sometime in first phase.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was like on a run or some shit. Like
Yeah.
one of them like hid out in the rocks, and the other
Yeah.
one,
So the story that I heard, and I mean, it's been
we definitely have to have them on the show.
it's been 15 years since I heard the story, and I forget whether I heard it from Marcus or somebody else or whatever. So, and you're telling team guy stories. I was probably at least 10 or 12 drinks deep when I'm hearing this.
Yeah.
So take that with a grain of fucking salt
Yeah.
with the details of it. But the story that I heard at the time, or the way I remember it, was that Marcus and Morgan were, and they're both team guys. Not a lot of people know, but Marcus has a twin brother who's also a really stellar team guy.
Yeah.
And so Marcus, I think they were separated
he's
by
a
one
congressman
class.
now.
Is he really? Oh yeah, that's right.
Marcus
yeah.
is, yeah.
Morgan. Morgan's
Is it Morgan or Marcus? I thought Marcus was.
Morgan's the congressman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're twins. But as they've got
And a
older,
doctor.
damn.
Well, PhD.
Yeah.
I don't know.
PhD doctor.
Dentist.
As they've got older, they look a little bit more
Yeah.
recognizably different now.
Sure.
But also, it's really hard to tell Bud students apart because you got no fucking hair. You're all
Yeah.
just in camis.
Yeah, exactly.
So if your twin
If someone shows up
up,
and he's close enough, you're not.
and you have the same name
It's going to
tape,
be big, slow dude.
you're not. Yeah, you're not.
you
gonna
might
fucking
you
know.
might be like.
So the story that I
Yeah,
heard
exactly. No
was that-
tattoos.
was that Marcus had gone through I think a couple classes before, and Morgan was in the system maybe, but not in Hell Week. So Marcus was going through Hell Week, and they organized this thing because every day you have a check-in where they scrub you down, they do all the shit. They
Yeah,
basically
medical check.
Yeah, health inspection, make sure your legs not falling off and shit, right? So he had gone off, and his brother had come in and did a day of Hell Week for him while he fucking basically pulled out.
No
And then at the next inspection,
Like, wait
24
a
hours
minute,
later,
this guy's not circumcised.
they swapped out the next day. And nobody ever knew for fucking 10 years, I think.
Wow.
It was a long time. But anyway,
But wouldn't the fucking boat crews know?
how would you know?
I don't know, dude. If you're day 2 of no sleeping,
Yeah,
And-
true. Yeah.
and
good
the
point.
guy looks similar enough,
They're
and
like, why is Marcus
you're
so
putting out?
why is Marcus
Yeah.
so fucking fresh all of a sudden,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah,
Dude.
Either that or it's like you're not talking. I
Why
don't
is
know.
this
I
guy
mean,
such an introvert?
Yeah, I think you know. Yeah, I think you know.
I think you would know.
Yeah, but
If
you're
it
not
was Hell
gonna,
Week,
you're
you'd
not
know.
going to say
I think
anything.
so,
You
probably,
know,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
there's so many of these wild and crazy stories with team guys. It's just fucking, it's crazy the things that have gone on over the years.
Yeah.
I've heard some stories over the years, and there's no way that is fucking reality. There's no way that happened. And then I hear from other guys oh, that actually really fucking happened.
I forget my own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hanging out with Walter. We were talking about him earlier, and
Yeah.
he's just like, dude, you used to go out on a Tuesday night to Plum Crazy because it was whatever. I'm like,
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, yeah, I had the schedule. At that time, I was there a bit in first phase, and I'm thinking yeah, if I wasn't fucking drinking throughout the week, I might have had less injuries or whatever. But and when he said that, it was this flash of
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay, tomorrow's just this and this, so maybe it's worth going out on this date. And then just wait because
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just yeah.
Well, dude,
it's you
even
forget your own-
the Sundays, too,
Yeah.
it's like,
well, it is Barefoot Bar. We should
yeah.
probably go.
And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, so many times I just remember,
Rollback. So,
especially after rollback land.
yeah, once you end
make it
up
your
in
Hell Week,
rollback
you're just
land and you're
Yeah.
you start getting the taste of doing all these things again, you're like, oh, yeah, it's all right. So what? I'll just be a little slower. I'll still be faster than that fucker. That type of thing.
Well, dude, remember how we'd jump in our fucking vehicles in brown shirt rollback land because there's rollback land and they're like, oh, well, this guy's already been through Hell Week, so you got your brown T-shirt,
Yeah.
but
You're king of the midgets. When
yeah,
you're
yeah,
out.
literally, you're the tallest. You're the tallest midget.
Yeah.
You're the smartest retard.
And some instructors would come by and be like, man, I wish I was a brown shirt rollback. Because you guys are
Yeah.
being sarcastic.
Yeah.
That was
you
the
live
best deal because all you had to do was fucking basically work out for an hour a day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You do some tasks
It was
for
the
them.
best deal in the
yeah.
Navy.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, you'd have to do some bullshit for them
Yeah.
sometimes, but most of the time it was they didn't want to check it. They didn't want you checking in and out because that just
Then that
more
meant they had to be
accountability.
there.
Yeah, they had to
Right.
be there.
But if you're injured, you had a full time because you're trying to get better, going to physical
Yeah,
therapy,
yeah.
and then you had these doctors things.
Yeah.
And then they made you do stuff you'd have to come to these different evolutions to kind of get better.
yeah, you actually had to do some physical therapy.
But
shit
for the
to
people
where-
that felt shit, they kind of had to
yeah. But I just remember you'd break for lunch and dude, we'd go back to 618 and throw on civvies and drive to MCRD because MCRD supposedly had the best fucking lunch.
yeah, that was
We're
for sure. You and Jay loved that place.
I only
Yeah.
did it a handful of times where I got to a point where I had a vehicle to where a lot of people that were in buds that didn't have cars.
I didn't,
They
yeah.
were like, oh, it's like being in college as a freshman and having a car. Like, oh, who on my floor has a car? Like, we're best friends now. I was like, this is not worth it. I'm like, why the fuck are we driving to MCRD? Like, what? They have a they have a guacamole bar. I'm like, who gives a fuck? It's like, it's the same shitty food, you know.
Yeah. So
it's Taco Day.
He talked earlier, like after Hell Week, when we're doing that, because back then there was 3 weeks after Hell Week. Hell Week was week 5. You had 3 weeks of like,
hydro bullshit,
hydro recon, and all that bullshit. And like my foot's
what's
done.
The shit? Cast and recovery.
Yeah.
Remember that?
My foot's done. I can barely do anything with a fin or whatever. But I had this little Geostorm, which you would actually call. Actually, I don't even know if I had that then. But later became Geo-Orm because I wrecked it so many times, letters were missing. So
it was black, right?
It was black. But I either had that or the Beretta, but I had that thing ditched in different places. So you would go to the chow hall, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to use the bathroom. And I'd let certain people know, like, I'll meet you back because I can't make it back.
Yeah.
My foot is fucked. So I drove. I was driving back and forth. I had and there was like this, you could still go over there. That chow hall, there's like this little alley. I drove and parked in this little thing. It's no parking. And I'd come out like I'm going about, and I'd get in my car and drive back and meet the class and then just get into the class. And, and I had to do that for those 3 weeks because I couldn't, there's no way I could make it that far. It's like my foot's just like flopping.
Yeah. And your foot's in a boot. But when you said that shit earlier, I do remember.
Remember that boot?
I remember
Das
you
Boot.
in the boot on fucking crutches. And I remember whoever the fucking instructor was like, hit the fucking surf. And I remember you hitting the surf with your fucking, and I was like, man, these motherfuckers are brutal, man.
Yeah.
Like,
You just try to keep your leg out or something, or just like.
Well, I can
it's
also
like one
remember.
of those boots you take on and off.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well, I
still,
think it was
like,
Mike. Remember Mike? 199. I didn't want to say his last name. He also became a warrant. He graduated with us. Hey guys, you know Mike.
Oh, yeah.
So Mike's a great kid.
Oh, yeah.
But he got cellulitis.
the
so he was
fucking Hulk.
Yeah, he got. Is that a?
No, but he looks like.
Okay. Anyway, so he got cellulitis. We're working there Hell Week. It's after ours. I'm in a cast. I drive a stick, and he's like left there, like, get him to the hospital. So I'm trying to drive him to the fucking hospital.
Wait, they tasked you as a branch to drive
I don't
the
know
guy
how. Yeah, it's
in your
fucking,
personal car.
Well, I was whatever it was supposed to get a van. He's left there like, oh, I was like, I'll just fucking take you. So I drive him to Balboa. But when he tells the story, he forgets that. He's like, yeah, Mark took me to hospital and just left me at the roundabout. I'm like, yeah, I was in a fucking cast, dude. I couldn't even fucking drive
in my personal vehicle, and we weren't supposed to be doing this.
And then it turned out like he was just. I mean, in my mind, like he's got a fucking scratch on his arm. Turns out that he had whatever it was.
The flesh-eating
bacteria.
Oh, shit.
He almost died. But he tells the story like, yeah, he just dropped me off at the roundabout. I'm like, yeah, dude, I was in a fucking cast. I should have been taking you in the first place. I had no idea. I thought you were being a
supposed
pussy.
to be there, asshole. Yeah.
I was like, I thought you were being a pussy. But yeah, it's like him and a couple other guys got that flesh eating.
Ensign, was it in? I don't know what his last.
Yeah.
I don't guess it
No,
matters.
no.
Ensign so-and-so, who wound up, he almost lost his entire fucking leg because they were in 199 and they actually cut Hell Week early, a day early.
When they found out that this.
They found out this flesh-eating fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But I just remember, and the shittiest fucking thing was, when you're meeting other classes and they call you out.
Yeah.
And it was like we were in 198, and they're like 198, like, oh yeah, 198, and then 199, 4 days of hell, and those motherfuckers like, fuck yeah, we almost fucking died. We had a guy almost lost his leg, and we're like, fuck you, fucking.
There's always
But then I was briefly in
in
199. I was like, oh fuck, and then I get rolled into 200. I was like, oh thank God, like.
Yeah, that dude. They did throw a bubble over us too. It's like, and like like if you didn't leave already and you were there, like you got put into a room. Q-tips up your nose and ass, trying to figure out what you had. They had all these doctors from everywhere trying to figure it out. They just didn't know what the hell, and they're trying to figure it out.
Wasn't it down to like the mud flats or some shit?
Yeah.
They're like,
That's some gross shit. Well, people don't realize too, like
Tijuana runoffs, right?
well,
there.
all the shit comes out there, but the problem with the bay is that once shit enters the bay, there's no circulation, so it just stays in the bay.
Yeah, it's all
Even the tide,
stagnant down
it
there at the
just
mud flats.
Stays there.
Yeah.
and you
It's
have periods
gross.
of like a high tide or a red tide, and then it pushes in, and we're in there playing in the fucking mud and shit like it's our fucking job.
Yeah,
going,
because you don't know anything.
This is
You're like,
great,
oh,
yeah. Well, I mean, dude,
It's like Thursday night
and
at
that's
Hell
the
Week. You're
fucked
like,
up
whatever,
thing
bro.
with the, and we were talking about this on another show about how when we went through, there had only been one dude who had died at that point. And I mean, you'll follow these goddamn instructors' instructions to the letter of the law because it's like, well, I mean, fuck, there's an instructor here. I mean, I'm probably not going to die.
Yeah. No.
Or if I do,
They'll bring you back to life.
it'll make a good story.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Yeah, I remember that from like the 50-yard underwater swim. or
Yeah.
whatever.
well, he
Seeing
didn't
all the
quit.
people flopping out.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
he didn't quit. Like, oh fuck it, pass him.
Well, I loved like it'd be like a Friday. We just got off. We're in pre-training. You know, it's like PTRR before your first phase. And hey, man, me and Ryan and Kevin are going to go over to pool and practice the underwater swim. Like, fuck you. Like, oh, you that confident? I'm like, no, it's gonna suck. I'll do it then. I'm not gonna find out
exactly.
now. Like, or we're gonna practice drown proofing. Like, what the fuck?
I'm not
gonna
gonna
go
practice
enjoy my
getting
weekend.
kicked in the nuts,
yeah,
bro.
it's like
No, thank you.
I'm not gonna it's just like no. That's just gonna mess up my because I know I can't do it. I got to do it once.
Yeah.
That's when I'm gonna do it.
Well,
It's all these kids are like,
Yeah.
I'm going to practice getting used to cold water. Like, motherfucker, no, bro.
Yeah.
You ain't going to practice that shit. You're just going to be miserable more.
You might as well
Yeah.
stand in front of that door and fucking have a 300-pound gorilla kick you in the fucking nuts over and over and over. It's still gonna fucking be a kick in the nuts. So like, let's just wait and I'll just do it once.
Exactly.
But that was the
easier.
funny thing. Like we had a group in our class, and I want to say this was it might have been 200, but I can't remember if it was 200 or 199 or 198. But we had a core, like almost a clique of dudes. It must have been 198 that always wanted to do pool covers. Like, oh, we'll go do pool covers, which like you had collateral duties as a class. Like you had to go back over to the CTT and you had to
cover the whole big ass.
to-
It's a big ass pool.
yeah.
It's a whole
And dudes would
evolution,
go
yeah.
over there and they would, and they would go, yeah, man, we go over there and we throw the fucking pool cover. We get naked and we swim. And I'm all like,
Sounds
what the
gay, bro.
fuck? I'm like,
Why would you get more in the water? That sounds
yeah,
horrible, bro.
I never understood that shit at all. But I know some of that shit too was like, yeah, man, we're practicing our drown proofing and I was like,
Our naked buddy rescue.
what
Like,
the fuck? You doing this shit naked? Naked. All right, I don't fucking know.
It's more hydrodynamic.
So they had like little assignments that back then it's like they had to have volunteers to go out to the island. And so when you're in pre-training, they'd pick people. The island boys never made it. It was a for sure thing. And the reason was you had not Tabor,
Yeah.
What's
no, it
his
was
name?
Pepper Tagle.
Pepper Tagle was out at the island. Now, he was cast away to be out at the island because he couldn't be in unreal United States
Yeah.
because he was probably like, he's left us now. He's in another place.
He
But
was he was a fucking E5.
this is the guy who's
Who's been
like,
in the
sailor of the
fucking
year,
teams.
E5, sailor of the year.
Yeah.
Like, he's just-
Isn't this one of the first faces that was at
Yes.
Danny's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right underneath the big
Under the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, as a contractor,
exactly.
died in a plane accident. Yeah,
Yeah.
But these kids would go out there, and Pepper would and he'd just lose his mind and fucking torture them.
Dude, I went out there. I was one of those guys that got tortured, and I still made it through. Luckily,
You're probably like the only one.
I was one of the guys that went out there, and I was out there when class 196 was out there, and I saw the whole Turner and Brown thing.
That's a whole other thing we got to talk about.
Yeah. At some point we should talk about those two guys, but
Got
that
some
was like one
opinions
of
on
those
that.
fucked up things. I know that one dude just got released from prison and some whole other fucking weird fucking shit, but
Yeah, no, that was I don't want to get into that, but they were in training when I was in training, and they was just like,
well, you
knew
were
these,
you were in
you knew these
196.
guys. Well, they rolled in. They started with 194. They were in rollback land. They rolled into 196 after Hell Week, or they were in 195, but I think it was 194. And those two were, you could tell, they just weren't. You could just
Like thick as thieves.
not only think as like almost like a couple,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting, yeah.
And like you just had a weird feeling around them.
Yeah.
Like nothing good about like it wasn't like there was just so much like shadiness around them. Hey man, like just the way they talked and everything's like, oh, these fucking dudes are weird.
Well, I remember after that shit happened, I remember being at SQT. Well, it happened very early because it happened when they were in shit. I was probably still in buds when that
We
shit
were in third
happened.
phase when it happened.
And
Yeah,
I
they
just
were at
remember
Team 4, I think. It was like 96, 97, something like that.
95 probably.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they got to, I mean,
But their court stuff was happening then.
Okay.
yeah, but I just remember being out at out at the
Yeah,
island.
because neither of those guys were SEALs yet. They
No.
haven't even gone through
Yeah.
They
STT.
didn't
They're
finish
still labeled
STT
as
or
that.
anything.
And then in the magazine, it was put that they were SEALs. and what
Yeah,
have you.
but I just remember, I think we were at third phase at the island, and one of our instructors referenced some of the shit that had happened for that, and they were like, man, the instructor was like, I almost feel like we're responsible because I mean, we sing some fucked up songs during training, like Lupe and fucking, drink,
Yeah,
I mean, that
it's-
doesn't promote.
It's tongue in cheek, though.
Yeah, that doesn't promote, hey.
But you're young, you don't understand that.
Yeah. So there was a lot
Well,
of
that's
fucking.
also their excuse that they used in court. Like it's not reality.
Well, I want to say one of them was dropped, and they were
like drop
allowed
from training?
Yeah, and they were allowed to stay because I think was forced to like bear crawl, like all the way to the chow hall, and because the instructor doesn't matter who was like this guy is a fucking like saw through him, and there was a few of those cases, but I think something was taken a little bit too far, so they had to let that one back in.
training creep.
Yeah.
That's the problem with being an instructor. If you fuck with a guy too much, you're basically giving him a golden pass
Yep.
to graduate.
And that's the same thing too. Like when you haze a new guy that turns out to be a fucking turd, you're like,
Yeah,
That's
and
why you can't fuck with the turds.
don't quote me on this, but that's how I remember it. And I remember like being told by the folks I met just coming to Buds, like, yeah, he's actually dropped, but they let him back in. And then of course I had some buddies that were both in 194 and 195, the guys that I was in the fleet with, Ty, and so I knew a bunch of those guys in those other classes. None of them were fans of them. They did not consider them team players and stuff like that. So, anyways,
Yeah.
people slip through the cracks, and you hope
Well-
you have something that continues to catch them. And,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
that's what. I mean, STT is its own thing, but that's what the what's it called?
Peer reviews.
No, when you the probation period. That's what the probation period is for.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the time, yeah. Let's take a quick break. This is an interesting conversation though, because we've actually had I've had quite a few DMs of people like, oh, you got to have what's the fucking guy that just got released or something like that.
it's either Turner or Brown.
Well, it's not
Dusty Turner.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you
Is he
got
the one that got
you just gotta
convicted or
have-
released?
Well, they both got convicted, but they're like, oh, he's a quote unquote Navy SEAL and justice for whatever. And we get hit up on these things. Like, you got to have him on the show. And I'm like, we're never having this motherfucker on the show, dude. And here's the reason why, whatever. And I explain it, but they don't. I mean, there's a lot of that too.
There's enough stories about them while they were in,
Yeah.
and how they treated women.
Yeah.
That isn't worth whether that ever happened or not. I wouldn't want any part. You guys shouldn't have any
Exactly.
part of it.
No,
and
100%.
like whether you want to cut this out or not. But
No, we're
yeah.
keeping all this in.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's take a break
Let's
and
take a break,
come
but
back.
let's come with that because I think that would be an interesting segue because it is a kind of a current event, and I don't think that anybody's addressed it in the way that it needs to be fucking addressed. So I
Yeah.
have some opinions on this shit.
Yeah. All right. All right, we're back.
We're back
This is
in.
gonna, this is
Have
gonna
a
be a
five.
banger. And shit, man. Let me get some more bourbon here, cause
Yeah, gotta load up.
want a little more?
I'm still good, man. I've been nursing.
Little
Every time I go to
bitch.
drink it, I pour it on my microphone.
Well, don't do that. Yeah, I found that shit several times where, I mean, if I'm eating
Well, you know
something,
I'm a school bus driver,
Look
and
at
I
my-
still got to pick up kids after this. So
are you?
no.
Oh, yeah. But
The fact that he
done
got you with that is crazy.
I've done that.
right?
What's that?
The fact that you question that.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Well, dude, I've known this guy for
Never know. Maybe he
fuck,
picked up an odd job. as a
20
school bus
plus
driver.
years.
Side
No,
hustle.
shit, more than that.
I still
right?
don't know if he's full of shit.
30 plus years.
Yeah. I can't do
Oh,
math
shit.
right
Jesus
now. but
Christ.
Yeah.
Carry the one.
Yeah, I mean, we met in '94.
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah.
This is 32 years.
32 years.
2004,
Fuck, man.
2014, 2023.
Isn't
no,
that crazy
24.
how fucking life happens?
Yeah.
Insane.
God
Yeah.
damn. All right, so,
It's so fast,
we
dude.
promised the audience that we would. We randomly stumbled on the Turner,
Turner,
and Brown
yeah.
thing, right? Which is not the intent of the conversation, or whatever. But I do think because it's so the context behind this. I've personally been hit up because I run the Instagram channel. A lot of guys have been hitting us up like, "Hey, you guys should have fucking what's not Brown, but the other guy who just got out, right?"
Turner, Dusty Turner.
Yeah, Dusty Turner. So he just got out on whatever. There's some other shit. Anyway, he just got out for his part, and people and he's going on all the podcasts, doing all this shit, and people are like, oh, you should have this fucking guy on the show. I'm like, we are never having this motherfucker on the show. Like, fuck this guy, and here's why. So the Turner and Brown thing for to put things in context was there's two dudes who were first off not Navy SEALs, but I think every time they go on a show or the Turner guy goes on a show. He's like, the title of it is always like Navy SEAL Justice for fucking Turner.
Justice
whatever.
for Navy SEAL.
As if he's been fucked over, right? Yeah, exactly. So they're
I had to
only,
read up on this 'cause I
Yeah,
had
so
no
their only
idea.
claim to this headline is, well, two parts. Number one is that he got 31 years or whatever it is for, which is more than most people get for what might have been his provable part in the murder and burying of this body of this 23-year-old chick that they met at a bar, and
Accessory.
one of them killed her, and they
Yeah.
both fucking buried her. And anyway, so that's what happened. But now
And then
he's got out.
continue to lie about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if there's a conspiracy to.
Yeah, but
What's his deal? What's he asking?
but the second part of this is that every time I see this, every single title to the fucking podcast or whatever the fuck is on is Navy SEAL has been wronged or whatever. And I'm like, no, first off, motherfucker was never a Navy SEAL. And we've talked about this a bunch of times, especially on this episode, where the way things were in the 90s was, so things are different now, to set the context. Now it's, you go through BUDS, you go through SQT, you get your Trident, and then you go to a team. It was different back then. Then you went through BUDS, you graduated
Jump
BUDS,
school.
you went to your team, and then you went to STT, which is the equivalent of SQT now.
But it was coast-based.
And then you had that whole thing was a probationary period,
Yeah.
and people got kicked out. Like, there's a lot of dudes, like
Yeah.
a good percentage, probably like
There were dudes at Team 5 that,
So I guess
that we went to BUDS with.
If you look at it, it's still kind of the same. You had 6 months of BUDS, which teaches you nothing. It's perseverance, kicks
Yeah.
you in the balls, right?
It's just, are you
6
tough?
months, and then there's 6 months of probationary period. Back then, it was you went to your team and you did this SEAL qualification
Exactly.
training or whatever, and now you're at SQT for those 6 months on that probation.
You just
period.
stay-
but you are not a SEAL until you finish that 6 months and someone deems you have met what is
Yeah,
needed.
exactly.
The 6 months after BUDS.
That's the same. So
and
you're not a
these
SEAL
guys
until
only
you get your
graduated
Trident.
BUDS.
So they didn't, but I think it's important for the audience to recognize that the way things were then was different. Where you went to a team and people are saying, "Oh, he's
Yeah.
a SEAL. He was at a team. He's definitely get his Trident. It's just a technicality."
I mean,
They didn't-
honestly, it would have been the exact
No.
same as if they choked out some chick in the middle of SQT and
didn't
not
graduate.
graduated.
Right. So yes, the guy went through BUDS and he was assigned to a SEAL team, but he was not a SEAL. And there's also a lot of techs that are assigned to a SEAL team that are not fucking SEAls. They
Yeah.
never went through
Yeah.
BUDS. So the bottom line is, if you have not been awarded your Trident and your 5326 designator, you are not a fucking Navy SEAL. And there's a reason that there's that delineation period between BUDS and awarding that. And I think it's important for the audience to also note that there's that probationary period, which we all went through. Is you're at the team. Yes, you graduated BUDS. You're at a SEAL team, but it's not guaranteed that you're gonna get your Trident. So, and there was probably 5 to 8% of dudes that did not get their Trident. They didn't qualify. They got in trouble. They got whatever.
Well, let's tease that out. Like in BUDS,
That's there for a reason.
In BUDS, you have this is what I got to do: get my ass kicked. So the social aspect of what you are, and I know one of the things I would do when folks that work for me is like, you have a barbecue. See how people are when you let their hair down. That
Yeah.
6 months is seeing how these people are as humans, where they're not running around being yelled at and told what to
Exactly.
do. And I got to get through this thing. Like, how do they act?
They have no time to actually do anything.
And
fucking
now they
stupid.
get to now that you get to see who this person really is as character.
Exactly.
So there's people that do slip through BUDS and you get to see that in that aspect.
That's why that probationary
Yeah.
period
Yeah.
exists. And
100%.
I don't think a lot of people understand that, and they're thinking, "Oh, well, he served. He was his Navy SEAL." Like, no,
He did nothing in the teams.
all he did is graduate BUDS and assigned to a SEAL team, and then they realized he fucked up and wasn't awarded, didn't do anything.
Oh, he went to jail.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't.
That's what he was awarded.
yeah, and these
basically you're saying like he was assigned to a SEAL team, which in all technicality, yes, but that was only because SQT hadn't been formalized on one coast.
Right, exactly.
The reality is, it's like he was not assigned to the SEAL team; he was sent there to
He's
do
not a
his
SEAL.
probationary team.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like he was saying he was assigned to a SEAL team at the rate of corpsman.
and so the
of
problem is
whatever.
when people Google it, they're like, "Oh, this is the way it is," which is the way it is now, but
No,
they don't
it's totally
know
different.
that that's not the way it
Right.
was then, and
Right.
that probationary period was there to root out and filter this exact thing
Yeah.
for the fucking psychos and the weirdos and the people that the command deemed are like, "Hey, this guy is tough. He
He's a
graduated
liberty
buds.
risk.
Well, that's a whole different element.
Definitely.
But that's a whole different level, dude.
I'm just kidding.
But it's like, hey, this guy's not. We don't want this guy in our fucking ranks.
Yeah,
and
100%.
they absolutely fucking failed that. So what bothers me is that he's going on these podcasts, doing all this shit, and people don't know the fucking difference. And like, well, this guy was a SEAL.
He's one of you.
No, he's not. He never was. He
What's
never
that
had a
verbiage?
Trident.
He was assigned to a SEAL
Yeah.
team, and he went through buds. So it's an immediate thing because
Right.
the civilians don't know. the
And he
difference,
doesn't
You know what I mean?
correct them, and he doesn't let them know. It's so it's this like kind of obscure thing. So I have some thoughts on this, but I think maybe one of the most important things which we talked on before the break was a lot of these people who have like severe fucking like straight up fucking evil tendencies. Normally you can tell ahead of time. Normally these kind of manifest themselves in different ways. And so we're saying not to throw under the bus, and also this is just our opinion. This is not fact. Most
Yeah.
of this is not even fucking first-hand information.
I definitely
It's just-
haven't dug enough into
Yeah.
Yeah.
the court case and I know what happened in
Yeah.
terms of they were both convicted but in terms of like plea deals and who came clean and who didn't, and obviously I don't know if they were both pled guilt or pled innocent or pled not guilty and were found guilty, and obviously there's a lot of that plays into court and bullshit. So honestly I don't know enough about the fucking case, but I know enough from hearsay and people that go, well, they were both in the car when the girl was murdered. None of us were there. None of us can say 100% who murdered who. And apparently she was buried somewhere. And
they both helped
And
with
then
that.
they continue to lie about it and for years or decades. So I don't.
Yeah, so I
And I don't
have-
even know if we need to fucking get into it that much, but yeah, it's
there's,
fucking crazy.
There's a lot of information about the case. I delved into it quite a bit. I did research it quite a bit, which is why I have a semi-strong opinion about it. So I can speak on that a little bit. But anyway, if anybody's interested in the details of that, there's a lot of information online. You can go out the details on that. We're more interested in what we're trying to uncover here is like maybe some different context for these personality types, and is there things that show up ahead of time where you're like, man, this person's just fucking weird, this person's just off,
Yeah, I could tell you as I mentioned before, I think it was like first week of training, second, third day. And I'm in my room with my new roommates, and these two dudes come in.
Oh yeah, shit! I totally forgot. You were in
196.
the 196 with these cats.
No, they weren't in. So they were
Or they
in
rolled
either
it- rolled it.
195 or 194, and they got rolled, but they were going to roll into our class. And one of the guys in the room, I forget, they had some type of connection with, they knew of. And they're like, and they came in and just talking. And they were talking as if like, yeah, they were like they're, people from other classes come in and talk to you like, yeah, man, you're going to want this, and this. And it just was weird feeling with these two dudes, like right off the get, like something fucking irked me out. I didn't like either of them right off the. And I even said that to one of my roommates. I'm like, yeah, fucking, let's keep those dudes out of here. But I immediately went to. It was just fucking weird, and it wasn't weird like they're gonna kill. It was just like fucking these. It was
Something's
just
off.
weirdos.
Gut feeling, yeah.
And I remember asking, somehow got brought. I'm like, hey man, do you know, to my buddies that were in the classes ahead of me, do you know these guys? And both of them, one was in 195, one was in 904, and with their buddies, like, yeah, they're fucking turds. They're shitbag. And they mentioned, I don't know which one it was, like, yeah, he shouldn't even be in training, blah, blah, blah. But because they did this, like, so that's why he's back in and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like, and they had other, like, butt buddy, whatever the comments they made about him. And then when this thing happened, what wasn't disputed is what you said, supposedly, that they both were there when it happened.
Yeah.
I guess at the time it was like, who did it type thing. But in my mind, whether this is how the courts look at it, is like, doesn't matter, you didn't do it. What you do to fucking stop it?
Right.
Yeah, and
Even it was like, well, he didn't mean to. He was just choking her out. Like, what the fuck? It's a woman. You know? So look, the guy did his time. That's what they decided. He's out. Hopefully he's a new man. Probably had a lot of time to think about this. I don't know what he's saying. I don't want to crush what he's saying, but hopefully he's going to do something to keep this from happening in the future to someone else if he wasn't the guy that did it 30 years or whatever time he did.
Well, he
but that
definitely
doesn't change.
still helped bury the body.
Yeah,
And not
I'm-
just covered up, he literally helped bury the body.
And so where I guess where I'm alluding to is like I'm not the one that makes the decision of how many years that equals.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's out now. He should just be grateful of that because she doesn't have her life back, but he has his life back.
Yeah.
And so whether he thought he should have got 10 years, 20 or 30, he's still fucking alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't stop it.
Yeah.
And I never heard anything.
And he continued to cover it up.
And there was a very long
I don't know
article.
how long that shit went on.
Details magazine, I think it was 1996, because I had to answer to this to someone I was dating at the time. Like, is this what the type of person? Like, and it was like,
You're like,
their
make me a chicken pot pie, bitch.
and it's like the quotes of them and stuff. So I can't speak for what's unjust or what's just, but yeah, a woman lost her life.
Yeah.
He wasn't a SEAL. That probationary period's there for a reason, for
Exactly.
catching shit like this. And hoping you catch it before these types of things happen. And with anything, you get weirdos that in all kinds of walks of life. Oh yeah, he was a young guy. This, but still, that's fucking. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
And to that point, what people should know is, when you go through buds, you learn nothing. Well, that's what he was trained to do. Like, no, there's nothing you learn tactically.
No.
You learn how to go in the
What?
water, shiver, and get sand thrown in your
Are
face.
people making these random excuses?
Maybe carry
Yeah.
a log. Dude, they
They're
are.
like,
No
they're
shit.
trained killers. Like,
Yeah,
no,
comments
you,
on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the very little shooting you do, it's third phase at a target, whatever. It's nothing. And most
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
come from the so there is nothing tactically about what you have learned going through buds. It isn't until later because buds is to find out if you're worth training. We put you through buds to see if you're worth training and hoping to find out that you're not this type of person
Yeah.
before we teach you tactics.
That's wild.
So, person wasn't a SEAL. Let's just start there.
He was taught to cover
And-
up the murder.
And then when he got to the point, did nothing to cause like super stress, PTSD, maybe his life
Yeah.
before it. Yeah.
Well, that was just their defense. Was like, well, the SEAL teams taught them to be brothers before all
Yeah.
this shit and whatever. And
always your swim buddy first. You're
that
like,
was 100%. If anybody's ever been in court or dealt with lawyers, that's what they do. They take any little thing and blow it up.
course.
That's what they're
Lawyers-
trying
lawyers
to do
doing
for
their
the
job.
defense. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like it is what it is. I can't fault him for that. What I can fault him for, and also too, to your point, whatever the courts decide is what they decide. I'm not saying it's just or unjust, whatever. It is what it is. But what bothers me is that now he's out, and dude, you would not believe the fucking comments on some of these clips that are going on. There is an abnormal, I don't know if they're bots or whatever, but there is an abnormal amount of people who are absolutely like for this guy. Like, oh yeah, he got railroaded, he got fucked. I'm like, dude, this guy literally helped bury an innocent 23-year-old chick in the fucking dirt. And like you're like, well, and all the comments too are like, well, it's just a foolish young guy. I'm like, I've been a foolish young guy. I'm still a foolish older guy. I've never helped bury a friend. Like, what the
There's
fuck?
an innocent 20-year-old.
Yeah.
No,
Buddy
nothing,
fucking difference,
nothing in
dude.
my life ever made me want to hurt a woman. There's things that, like, but that to actually lead to that or allow someone else to do it in my presence or friend.
Yeah.
And
want to hurt versus actually hurt.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and also there's a big difference between like, oh, there's some fucking altercation over parking or whatever. There's some back and forth bullshit over like, hey, you have a intimate relationship and now you decide you're gonna kill this chick and I'm gonna go along with it. Like that's a whole different fucking thing. Like that is inexcusable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my mind, it's like, dude, there's a massive difference between altercations, all this shit, but it is crazy to see the comments on these clips where people are actually, and it all stems because they always have Navy SEAL in the fucking headline,
Yeah.
and he's claiming Navy SEAL for fucking clout and for
it's probably
performative shit.
probably not even worth entertaining because it's just going to gain more of it. And then let's just say, maybe I'm sure he's very personable at this time. He's blah blah blah, but I just don't understand getting out and not just being completely remorseful of like, I fucked up. I should have been able to help. I should have been able to do this.
Better
Well,
off
yeah.
if he was completely honest.
I do feel like I spent more time than
Yeah.
I needed to, but that allowed me to be a better person. Like that's where he should
I
be.
wasn't officially in the teams. I shouldn't have been there. I should have done something. I should have reported it. I'm a piece of shit.
Move
I
on.
was.
Yeah.
I've changed.
I mean, honestly,
all I can do is beg for forgiveness. I have my life, all these things. You know what I mean? But
I'm out now. Thank God. And
Yeah. that doesn't
you
seem
know,
to be the narrative he's going with.
it
seems to be like, well, woe
and
is
again,
me.
I don't know enough about the fucking
Yeah.
thing to where if they both pled the same. I don't know anything about that, but I mean, I'm sure one of them could have turned state's evidence and gone, "Hey, I didn't kill the bitch. not to say she's a bitch. I didn't kill the woman. Sorry,
The lady.
I guess she's deceased. I probably shouldn't say that. But what I'm saying is
30 years ago. It's funny now. It's fine.
no. But what I'm
Statute of
saying,
limitations.
no. But what I'm saying is the fact they're going, looking back and going, okay, they're going through court. Like, how many times did this guy go? I didn't fucking kill her. I didn't kill her. I didn't kill her.
I did look into that because I was curious about it too. Because when I first heard about this, I was on the fence. I was like, well, I don't know the real story, so let me look into it. So it turns out there's Turner and Brown. So Turner is the guy who got out.
Yeah.
And Brown is the other guy. So they're both mega fucking turds, both huge pieces of shit. But Brown is a bigger piece of shit than Turner. And so when they were going in, apparently I'm just going on what the court has acknowledged and what they both acknowledged in court and whatever. So I don't know what's actually fucking true. All I'm saying is what they've acknowledged in court. When they first got arrested or whatever, they were both saying that each other did it. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, that was written. That was like there was this large article in either Details or one of those magazines in like '96, and it was like front page of it. It was like huge.
Turn on each other instantly.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's
But then
about
still use the
Navy,
Brotherhood defense.
and it's the Navy SEALs did this, and this, and then when you read it, it's them blaming each other, and that's why they
Right.
both got the same sentence.
Yeah. So now,
Whether that's not true.
Fast forward 30 fucking years. Apparently, Brown, who's apparently maybe the guy who actually did it. Either way, so he is admitted to being the guy who did it finally, and is kind of not absolving, but saying, "Hey, I did this." To which now Turner's the guy who maybe did not do it. Whatever. We don't know what's fucking true.
Maybe
or
he's
not.
just got Stockholm syndrome.
Well, because his Brown turned to Jesus in jail and went on this big fucking thing. So that's a whole other fucking side
Which
quest.
is why he finally admitted to it.
Maybe, or maybe he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in here forever. Maybe we both did it, and I'm gonna just say that I did it, so I let you out." I don't know what the fucking real.
Well, the
story is.
relationship there was he was the big brother.
Who was Brown?
Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like his puppy. They were like, yeah.
This is really bringing down my buzz.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't need to, we don't need to stay on this.
Can we tell some stories about
Yeah.
like hazing new guys?
So we'll get into what was the other thing that we were going to talk about?
Landslides and avalanches.
Yeah. So
Oh!
landslides. So it'd be funny, but let me just end with this. Is that if anybody is interested in this, I think if they're interested in having an opinion on this, I think they should research what the fuck is actually going on and what the details are before they take a fucking side, which is exactly what I did because I was on the fence about it. And once I researched it, I'm like, they're both huge fucking pieces of shit. Brown just happens to be a bigger piece of shit than whatever. But my problem with whatever his fucking name is, who's out now, is that he is now leveraging the SEAL name to try to get sympathy, exactly, for his own fucking actions. I'm like, dude, fuck you. I don't give a shit what your sentence was. You helped bury the body of an innocent 23-year-old girl, like fucking period, like fucking whatever. So anyway, if anybody has an opinion on that, please research the details on your own and then decide to say something on fucking social media.
Yeah.
Anyway, Avalanche.
So, yeah. So landslide and avalanche were like keywords we used to say over the radio. Avalanche essentially was.
Well, these aren't still active.
No,
names.
they took, but it's not like it's
not
secret.
secret.
No,
Okay.
so essentially, a landslide or an avalanche. Apparently, you're saying it a little bit different, but in for us when we discuss,
I just want to make sure we're not giving up any.
No. It's just what you're calling out over the radio so that everybody knows. Like, hey,
Yeah, but now I'm thinking like if I'm hiding in here and I just yelled it out when you guys came in, it's going to make you leave? Because I don't know who called it.
yeah.
I'd be
So just good
concerned.
point.
or how you called it? Avalanche.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
yeah, we've absolutely never. I mean, it has to come in a certain way. We'll go about it that way. But at the end of the day, it's something that is large enough to take down you, like the house and everybody in it, or the structure and everybody in it, and it has to be remote controlled, right?
So the context for the people listening that don't know. So avalanche. I don't know what landslide is. Avalanche is when you know that you have an explosive device in
Yeah,
that.
it's large enough to take down
in the house
and everybody in it.
No matter what,
the whole structure.
that's the one word that you can say where
Everybody just bags ass out.
Everybody drops the fuck you're doing, jumps out a fucking window, exits every door, and evacuates.
And it
the
could
fucking
be
area.
some type of chemical threat. It could be something. Maybe you're taking down a ski resort, and it is an avalanche. And it's like, I got to get everyone out of here. But it's something that you have to get everyone the fuck out.
Everybody needs to get out.
Yeah, it's like that. It's and whatever the term is,
Because if
it changes
if this goes
loosely.
off, everybody's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between landslide and
Well,
avalanche?
that's what Kevin was going to say, because
It's-
from my experience.
I hope there's not a. That's very confusing. If there-
Yeah. So in my experience, we would just say landslide on the East Coast. That's just what we said. We said landslide. And then when I came out to that West Coast, everyone's like, "Yeah, so avalanche." I'm like, "Fuck the avalanche."
Is there a
And they're
difference
like,
between
"It's
landslide and avalanche?
According to Kevin, maybe. So maybe I'm gonna learn something today.
That's why I
where
had
you
to
are.
go. That's why I had
In
to go
Australia,
take
it's
this.
cyclone.
He had to take an
Yeah,
avalanche.
what is it? Difference between a hurricane, a
Tornado.
cyclone, and a typhoon?
And a typhoon. Yeah.
He grew up in like Kentucky. That's why he's thinking like mudslide or whatever he's going to yell out. Or wherever.
Mudslide. No, that's like a shot, right?
Yeah.
It's like a hurricane.
So
And-
tell us.
and you
inform
after a
us,
burrito.
Kevin, what is the difference?
So, first deployment into Iraq,
okay.
and this is probably before we even thought about avalanche being a house-born fucking IED
Sure.
situation.
Yeah.
Our thing was because we were like the mobility fucking dudes, so we were outside on the street with fucking Humvees with 50 cal. So we're pointing. We got
Light skin.
Yeah. So we got containment and isolation. So we're keeping the rest of the world from getting into that house while our assaulters are there. At the same time, we're keeping squirters from leaving the backside. But at the same time, if you and it happened to us to where we had I can't remember. I think it was Echo Platoon. We had the dudes. Well, and here's a scenario. We would rely on our sources to identify which house it was. We'd get to our set point. Our fucking dudes would do whatever they do, and I don't want to get too much into TTPs, but our source was with typically our handlers. They would identify a house, a blue chem light would come out, or maybe green, or maybe red, whatever.
Some sort of color.
They would mark the house. Our assaulters would go right away. They would go over the wall, because every fucking house has a wall in Iraq, or a gate or something. Sometimes we would actually breach the gate with a fucking Humvee. Dudes could go right in. Anyway,
Handy.
make a long story longer, this particular thing, and this is why we came up with these pro words, was they marked the wrong fucking house. So our assault team goes in, blows the fucking door off the hinge, goes in. As our assaulters are going in, it's like, hey, abort, abort, abort. Reset, reset. Dudes come out of the fucking house, and they go, hey, it's the next block. Go down a fucking block.
Sorry about your front door.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
And
Beautiful house. though.
meanwhile, the dude's like looking around like, whoo, dang, I was lucky. Like, glad I fucking hit all those guns. No,
Yeah, I was about to say.
yeah,
He's like,
See you next
glad
week.
They didn't find the AKs. Yeah.
yeah. So meanwhile, vehicle drives down next block. They're like, haha. Source is like, my mistake. This house. Go in.
Shady.
Yeah, super fucking shady. And the fact that there had already been a fucking explosion, blew the goddamn door off the hinges, wakes everybody up in the fucking neighborhood. So
course.
we're like,
You're already compromised.
yeah, which that's what, the after action we did with that whole fucking thing was like, man, should we have just aborted?
Yeah.
Should have been,
That's what I'm thinking. Fuck this. Dude.
But
never know, though.
dude, this is
or a
like
call out.
this is like
Don't go in the fucking
early
house.
03, and dude, we thought we owned the night.
Yeah.
We're taking any casualties. Again, we're driving around in thin-skinned vehicles.
Exactly.
We're doing pretty much whatever the fuck we want to do. And I think actually that op, we actually had a fucking tank division, not a division, but we had a bunch of fucking tankers with us. So we had containment and isolation with, fucking tanks and Bradleys, and we're like, dude, this is dope.
Feeling
You know,
good. Yeah.
and helicopters overhead, which we realize they don't like us shooting streetlights out while the helicopters are overhead for some fucking reason. They're like, hey, could you please stop doing that? We're like, oh,
Catching
okay.
Sorry about that.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, my bad. So anyways, reset, go into the second house. Our SOPs typically were one squad would take the first floor, second squad would find the second, the way to get upstairs, typically a stairwell. Next squad go up, start taking fire from the second deck. Nobody realized at the time, whatever. We inevitably overtake the fucking thing. Nobody dies, nobody whatever. One dude loses his night vision off of his helmet.
Shot off. If I'm
Damn.
not mistaken, looking up the steps.
Yeah.
That'll make you. That should be.
Well, he
change
didn't realize at the time. He thought he hit his shit on the fucking steps
No, I remember this.
or
one.
on the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, this has changed your underwear time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go through the whole thing. We go through the whole thing. They find the guy who actually had backtracked out, and ultimately, was he a bad guy? Yeah, he was a fucking shithead, but he had started firing because he heard the explosions and somebody blew his door off his fucking hinges. He thought it was people looting his house, and it goes back to the whole no knock warrant versus. It's like whatever. Like,
I think it's a little different.
I'll take it the other way. Yeah. Anyways, in the after action, we're like, hey, in the unlikely event this happens again, we should have a pro word to where the 50 cals on the fucking street are just going to take the fucking second deck off of the fucking house,
Yeah, instead of trying to assault it and
which
get shot at the whole time.
turned
you got
into
guys-
landslide.
That's terrifying.
I don't
Yeah.
understand.
No shit.
What by saying landslide, that means for him to open up, or that means for you to get the fuck out.
That means it's clear. Everybody's off.
second deck.
Nobody's on the second deck. You're clear to shoot through the second deck.
Fascinating.
No shit.
I just feel like there's so many other words to use.
Well, I mean,
I just feel like
and here's the
landslide
thing.
makes no goddamn
and
sense.
ultimately,
Waterfall,
I'm just going to throw it
maybe?
out there.
No. Well, and here's the thing.
TLC.
It's clear. Shoot it. It's just like
Yeah.
Hey, can you light up the fucking second deck right now? There's
Well,
some asshole
well,
up there.
and here's the fucking thing. Like, Avalanche was not even a fucking thing then. Like, nobody even thought about.
Yeah.
Oh, let's. I mean, this is like
oh
probably.
yeah.
That
How many
could
fucking
probably-
Saint Bernards are out there that have saved lives? You're saying Avalanche was a thing?
No, I meant the.
Not a lot
No,
in
I
Iraq.
meant
Yeah.
no, I meant a houseborn IED
Okay.
wasn't a thing in Iraq at the
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
That might be why, literally.
To the point where we were like, well, we got to come up with something.
Well, this was West Coast teams, right?
Yeah.
Right. So on the East Coast, they probably never heard the fact that you guys had used landslide as that.
yeah, and that was one of those
so
weird
it
things
became
where
that.
we're just like, and I mean that was just that deployment.
I'd like to know who came up
And
with
words are shuffled around and not always told what they're mean for and get reused for other things, right?
Yeah.
And I think Avalanche was around before, but it usually came from some other folks that brought it. Yeah, I remember we were throwing that around a long time ago. Like, when would we ever say this, man? You know, like that type of thing, because you have this in your mind until you're actually getting shot at or overwhelmed.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's some weird, and we use it again too because as the mobility, like we actually went out and we prosecuted some other areas with the agency guys. And I think I told this story too, where we actually came across some bunkers where we exposed to cesium-137 with our guy and like a bunch of fucking weird shit. But while we were out there, we were actually started getting shot at by this fucking like tower out in the middle of fucking the Iraqi desert.
Wait, you guys were exposed to cesium-137 in Iraq?
Yeah.
So someone that's stolen a medical grade source and we're just
So they have these, and there's a thing, I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's a facility out in the middle of fucking the Iraqi desert. It's in like out past Ramadi, and it was a very well-known space that Saddam, there was like 30-something silos that were.
what the fuck?
Yeah, and they would raise these different elements up in these silos, and he would march his own fucking troops through, and he'd look at the effects of the radiation. Yeah, it was. There's It's
I mean, you
fucking
guys should
crazy.
do a whole podcast on the folks down in Basra, the amount of cancer stuff that happened.
Well, Basra's fucking retarded
The
too.
ODA guys that
Yeah.
were walking through knee-deep high, this orange reddish foam stuff, and you
Yeah.
had so many people
What
come
the
back
fuck? No
with
shit.
cancer,
Heard
die
it, yeah.
quickly after deployments,
Yeah, I heard
and it's
that.
like,
Yeah. Well,
all
dude,
down
we
south.
did
I
the
didn't hear anything
08,
about that.
09 deployment out there, and there's an air base out there, and I can't remember what the name it was, but we trained our partner force out there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a bunch of Brits that were out there, and dude, a lot of these dudes are like legitimately like part of that operation you're talking about. Or were walking. They would go patrol the desert in the whole outlying areas and just exposed to I guess is like radioactive fucking material that's out in the middle of the fucking desert, dude.
That's bizarre.
And these dudes
chemical
are
stuff.
like dead as fuck.
Boy, I mean, yeah, people don't realize like something
I'm just glad I never went on any of those fucking
damn near
patrols. I'm like,
microscopic
oh.
can kill you
Yeah,
like that. dude.
yeah, but there's so much fucking random shit that was in Iraq that happened at the time, and we
But
escorted.
they didn't have weapons of mass destruction.
Well, yeah, we escort. So this happened as a result of one of these elements. This
If they did, it would have
CZ-137.
looked a lot like the stuff that we found in Syria in 2014.
Right. But it was one of those things where one of the agency guys, they're like, hey, they found this stuff by chance through satellite imagery. They're like, dude, there's something out in the middle of the fucking desert and it's radiating.
It's
everywhere.
hot as fuck.
They go out there.
Some people out to walk around.
And it's agency guys.
Jesus.
So they send these agency guys out there. This guy goes, and it's in this silo, and they bring it up and down, and it's in a lead line bunker. Well, when they brought it down, it got hung up, so it was radiating.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I can fix this. And he's in like his little suit or whatever. And he tries to get the thing down. Well, it hits the bottom and falls out of the bunker. And the dude gets a lifetime dose of radiation in like 3 minutes. Well, that guy's like dead.
I'm surprised it took 3 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's unshielded, depending on the source, I mean, you're
Well,
fucked.
and the dude is wearing like a Chem Bio suit. And you're like, well, I'm fucked.
ain't
Unless
gonna
you're
do anything for that.
wearing
It literally
a
means
fucking
nothing.
suit of lead.
No,
yeah.
it's still, yeah, that you'd have to. I mean, even the suit of lead, I mean,
Yeah,
potentially
yeah,
does nothing
yeah.
for you. Like,
God damn.
Well, so
depending
they-
on depending on the source and how
Is
hot it
there?
irradiates.
I've never heard of this. Is there anything like online about this? That's fucking
Yes.
nuts.
There's a. I should probably. I mean, I didn't know this podcast was going to go this way, but there is a.
you took it there.
Yeah,
Dora?
there's
Yeah.
a fucking.
Room and chair, Kevin.
A lot of side quests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a. I'm trying to remember the name of this fucking place. It's a well-known area in.
Miramar.
And they were focusing. The coalition was focusing a lot of shit on this area. There's a fucking name for it. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But we escorted the fucking agency guys out there, and we're in thin-skin Humvees again. And one of the dudes that was with us was a lieutenant, EOD lieutenant, and he's got a pager strapped to his leg, which it detects radiation.
Yeah.
We drive out there, and they're like, yeah, here's the bunker. It's
Dosimeter.
this one. And he, as soon as he goes to step out, which I don't know how much a thin-skin Humvee can deflect
It doesn't,
stuff, but as soon as we get out, he goes, hey, we're getting radiated right now. And we're like, get the fuck out of here. He goes, no. And they're like, and the agency guys are in up-armored, like, forerunners, and they're like, no, impossible. Oh, yep, we're getting fucking... push back behind that building, and so we do. We get back there, and they come back, and then they get in their fucking suits and whatever the fuck they
a
do.
real source, the gamma radiation can go a mile.
Yeah.
or
Well, these
more.
dudes, they
Like,
get
it's
in. They
no
supposedly either capture whatever the fucking thing is and bring it with them, or I wasn't there. I mean, I was around the corner going. And
This explains a lot, Kevin. What's happened to you?
I got an arm growing out of my ass at this point. No, but the funny thing is,
Arm
these
cock.
guys, these guys, they either put the shit back in the bunker, which is what I understood that they were going to do, secure it back in, and then they left and they did their own thing. Well, meanwhile, we're like, yeah, let's go fucking scout out this desert. Let's go drive around. So we drive around, and dude, we start getting shot at by this tower that was supposedly like, I don't know, like caretaking. So what do? We practiced our avalanche skills, and we took the second 50 cal. Like, this fucking. It was like a 3-story. It was a really small building, and we cut it in half.
All right.
It's kind of fun.
That's one story building.
Yeah.
So my avalanche story we was talking about on break is
That's funny.
we're hitting this target, and we already had a little commotion outside before going in. I
year?
forget the significant. We were over there at the same time.
06, 07?
06, 07. And we go in, and we just heard the other day about remote control cars and blah, blah, blah. And this is like, that's not, like now it'd be like, yeah, remote control cars, drones, whatever. So, but people were using those to blow houses or whatever, and they can set them off from wherever else. Mm-hmm. And so we go in, and someone, I guess, sees remote control car, and first someone's like, hey, I got some blah, 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 and says that. It's like, just like, oh yeah, no one's remembering like that's important. And then someone said avalanche, and so that's all everyone here, and everyone just like, which avalanche is like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And everyone just runs the fuck outside.
But when you're telling the story on the break,
Well, I'm going to get there.
okay.
So everyone just, and then it comes back, like, what the fuck? Who called? Did someone call? Like, because I didn't hear it. And then someone's like, there's, it's just like madness, and everyone's just running outside, and we get outside, and then we find out that the guy that said it was like, oh, no, I was just asking, is this avalanche? So he said it in the form of a question like,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
yeah, like, avalanche? Is this avalanche? And it's just like, which that's one of those.
Because you just gotten this whole brief on RC
Yeah.
cars and
Yeah.
how they can remote detonate
Yeah.
stuff. And then they see that, and
Yeah.
the guy's thinking,
Shouldn't this be like, yeah, but
avalanche?
any sign of that word means get the fuck out. And so now we're outside giving him shit and laughing, and then we start getting shot at, and then it's just like, you can't stop laughing.
Yeah.
It's like, and still now we got to go, hey, we're back. We got to come back in the house, the same family that's in there. Like they think you left, and they're like kicking back in the same door.
It's us again.
Yeah, it's us again.
Just
Those things
laughing
are
while
funny.
they're getting shot.
Yeah.
so we were in Mutsy,
Yeah.
right? Which is this guy. So for those who don't know, and you described this a little bit during the break for the behind the scenes guys, but it's it's an entire fucking town.
That was
basically.
insane asylums where they
Yeah.
would just like, and you know why they closed those all down is because, like Reagan, I think is the one that, or maybe before him, but they shut them all down because there was a lot of fucking riffraff going on. But you can also be like, hey, my wife's crazy, I'm going to commit her, and now she's fucking in there getting drilled, like lobotomies
Yeah,
or whatever,
she is.
and in there for life, right?
Getting
And so this
drilled.
is one of the places that got shut down, and when you walk through there, nothing's changed.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So
It's-
creepy.
yeah.
The tables are still there. The devices, the shock. It's fucking creepy.
Yeah. So it's a great training ground.
Great
because
training
it's a straight up urban environment.
Where's
There's
this?
buildings.
And
In,
they
like,
always
Indiana?
So Ghost Hunters goes there all the time. They film. They're like, oh, we're getting fucking readings because there's like haunted and all this shit. But I'm sorry.
Did you feel
No,
that
you're
when you
good.
were there?
Oh, as soon as you walk in,
Yeah.
it's like it's not a feeling of like creepy. It's like this is death.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and you can feel like
off.
bad shit. Like it's off.
It's off.
Like you're
Mark's
like right now
this
talking
is
about it.
fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely off. So we're there, and it's funny because we hit this compound, and as the EOD guy, they were giving us a brief, like, yeah, it belongs to an IED device maker and all this other stuff, and they're like, so there's one gate here, we're gonna assault through the gate, and I'm like, maybe go over the walls, and they're
Yeah.
like, no. I'm
Shut
like,
the fuck up, EOD guy.
Yeah,
more or less, yeah.
you're out of your fucking element. Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I was like, hey, let's not go through the one gate at the IED maker's house.
Might
Yeah,
have a
you know?
might have a booby trap.
Yeah, and I was
That'd
like,
be crazy.
can we do a call out? They're like, we're not doing a fucking call out, EOD. And I was like, okay. I was like, can we go over the walls?
Can we
And
send the dog?
Yeah, I was like, can we go over the walls? And they were like, no, we're going through the fucking gate. And I'm like,
Last question, I swear. Can we say Ollie Ollie income free?
yeah. and so I'm like trying to make a case for myself without being like, this is fucking dumb, you know? Like, and so I was like, can we go over the walls? And they're like, no, we're going through the fucking gate. And I'm like, okay.
These seem like reasonable questions, though.
Yeah,
you know,
they're
especially with
obviously-
IED maker's house.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what happened. Afterwards, right? So we do all this shit. We get to the gate, and I'm clearing the threshold, and the guy behind me is just like, "I'm gonna fuck up you. Fuck up." And I'm like, "You need to fucking chill." Like, I
Shit
literally
takes
turned around.
time.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Dude, you need to fucking chill. This is
Can
our only entrance and egress into the fucking house." And they came up with this plan because it wasn't even a big structure. It was a pretty small structure, but it had two entrances, and they decided to split and take the fucking house on both sides. And I'm like, there's one of me. Maybe we just take one. Maybe
Yeah.
just one side because I can clear that side. And they're like, no, we're going to take both. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know who's making these.
We want to
decisions,
enter
right?
each side at the same time. It's
So,
called a Polish ambush.
I'm like I'm clearing the threshold.
I
And the
put
guy,
tower in.
Touching tips.
the guy behind me is like, he's just like, he won't
Okay,
fucking
that's the
chill
second
out.
time you made it like he's grinding on you.
He was, dude.
Behind-
He was, and the guy behind him, he's like, "Yo, dude, chill out. Like, let him clear the threshold." And he eventually goes, "Man, fuck this!" And he rabbits over me. And as he does that, I can see a pressure plate, and I push him to make sure that he like doesn't step on it.
Touches it.
And he
Oh.
falls over, and he's like, "What the fuck?" You? He freaks out on me, and I'm like, I literally did like one of these, and ta-da! And he was like, "Oh fuck!" And I was like, "Yeah, stay there."
Yeah.
So I clear that out,
Dude,
And
that's some fucked up shit.
yeah, I mean, if it was
5
real
years
life,
later.
I probably would have just shot him. You know,
Yeah.
like if that was like I might have just been like, just kept going with my life, right?
Jesus.
But yeah, it's training, so whatever. So
Oh, I thought this was real life.
no, we're in
Oh.
Mutsy. We're in Mutsy. We're
Oh,
in Mutsy. We're in
fuck,
Mutsy.
dude.
Yeah. So
I was like, what do you mean if it was real life?
yeah, I mean, it's real life, just training. But
Oh.
yeah, so we
Well,
finally
it's training,
I
so
clear that out
you
of the
know
way.
something's in there then.
Well, it's
sure.
the only fucking entrance, dude. I'm like, I
and,
know
and
there's
then when
something
if someone's
here.
saying he's a IAD maker,
I'm like, yeah. I'm
That's
thinking-
the whole
I
thing.
did
Like, it's
everything I could to not go through that fucking gate, you know. And they were
Yeah.
just like, "No, we're doing it." So I'm like, "Okay." So we do all this, right? I clear the device out of the way. We hit the target, same time, same side. I clear our side out, and I'm like, "All right, breach is good." We go through. The other side goes through. We're down the hallway, and we hear wee 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 wee, which is someone stepped on a fucking device.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, on the other side of the house, would have said, "Don't fucking go." So I hear wee 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 wee, and then the guy goes, "What was that?" And so the guy goes, "I don't know." And then wee wee wee, and he goes,
hey, let's get someone else up there to figure out what this noise
and
is.
then he goes, "Is that a landslide?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think it's a landslide." Wee wee wee. Literally 3 fucking times. He came off it, went
And then
on
the
it,
50
came
cows
off it,
opened
went
up.
on- yeah, then the 50 cows opened. So then they run out of the fucking house. We reconvene right there, and Trident's like, "All right, like index."
We gave
right?
you all the hints, motherfucker.
Yeah, they're like index. All right. And so right after this, like, all right, Kyle, you guys fucked that one up. All right, you guys got to follow on. And then
And
Dave,
this, wait, you're with team guys at this point?
yes, they're the ones that were doing the hit, dude. I was the only EOD guy there. I'd been like trying to talk them out.
Ryan's
of doing
been
all
out of the teams for a little bit.
No, I just gotta say.
I have a very like real life similar story where our EOD guy was trying, like he was trying so hard to like, and I could see his face like I'm talking to fucking kids. Like he had this look on his face like we're it's same deployment. We're in
Yeah.
Iraq and we're doing Overwatch, and I swear to God, like so I augment this platoon and I jump. They have all kinds of stuff going. Great guys. But there's like some leadership movement and a lot of things happened like right before they deployed, like these leadership moved over, they got a different leadership, and it's just, you could tell like they're not yet jailed. But we're doing Overwatch because the Army's going to be putting in T-wall barricades and they just get picked off. So we set up beforehand and kind of protect them. This is, we relieved Team 3 that was doing the same thing in Ramadi, and now we're doing it with Team 5. And but it felt like we'd get somewhere and be like, I felt like fucking Goldilocks. We'd get in a house, we'd set up, we'd make all this. Okay, this ain't right. Let's go somewhere else. Like, what the fuck we doing, man? Like, and this kept happening. And so I'm like, what the fuck? And like, I don't know all these guys yet. So
Porridge is in the right temperature.
yeah. So we finally get in this place and we're staying overnight. And the AOIC is like just, I'm not going to give any names, but he's just a fucking good dude. And he's a stud. He's a fucking good dude. And he's a very good moral dude. And when you do these Overwatches, a lot of times you're taking out a house that a family lives in.
Yeah.
And they may not be bad.
Yeah.
And in this case, they weren't, but they can't leave.
Right.
And you can't let them leave.
Because you know where they're going to go. And who you're gonna talk to.
So,
They can't even go in the little shanty behind their house
Yeah.
to start cooking breakfast and
yeah.
shit.
So
So inevitably
someone's
you
hanging
got
out
to
with
order
them.
Uber Eats.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
But we knew that it would bother the AOIC to say this in a certain way. We'd be like, hey, where's the hostages? And he's like, what? The hostages? Because because we know it's going to fuck with his head. And we're going to be there for a couple days. Because, like you're trying to treat the people as good as you can, but
course.
they're being held against their will. You're in their house. It's like,
Yeah.
he's like, they're not fucking hostages. Like, well... Oh yeah, they can leave, right?
I
He's
meant
like, no,
the
they can't leave.
kidnappees.
He's like, no, they can't leave. I'm like, well, they're allowed to do what they want, right? And no one's holding a gun on them. He's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, okay, so they're hostages. And it's just fucking. And it's great that these
Precisely what
things
they do.
happen during a real operation. He's like, fucking stop saying that. And it's all over the radio, right?
Yeah.
So as we're there At least one cover of fucking darkness, and this is eating them up, and it's
Where are
just
the
like,
hostages?
and then everyone's, even the interpreter is, even our interpreter is like, hey, I'm going to get the hostages to make us food. I will tell them. And it's just like, yes, he's in it. He loves it. Yeah, and it's fucking, yeah. So it's good times, right?
It was Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
No, just
And so,
kidding.
and
Just
so
kidding.
as whatever happens, like, we got to leave this. Something happened that we got to move to a different location. And right about that time, one of our EOD guys, as you know, we've been there, he's been going through different shit, and he finds this, looks like grain, and it's got a fucking bunch of explosives in it. He finds a bunch of ball bearings. So these motherfuckers, they need to be hostages. So, but we got to go, and it's like, what? He's like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Well, as we go, I'm just going to blow this all in place,
100%,
and then we'll move out and blah, blah, blah. So we have a plan, and he's just like, okay, when you guys go, give me the signal, and I'll run out and blow it. So something got lost in fucking translation there. So as we patrol outside, there's like a, like if the building's here, I don't know, like we got to come around the corner and whatever. So we're outside just like walking like this, and he comes running out around the corner, and he's like, sees us all still there in his face, like, what the fuck, you guys all still there? And then he's just like, fuck. He goes like, fuck, and he just gets in a patrol, and we're walking slow like this, and it's like, boom, and it's like this fireball like in the movies, and we're still walking slow like this, and we're so backlit, and we're all just, I'm like dying, like laughing, because it's like something out of like one of the fucking movies you've been in.
Like, well,
and we're like,
we're still alive.
and then someone's like, why are we still walking so slow? And it's just like, shh, be quiet. They won't see we're here. And it's just like, there's so much like backlit fire behind. Like this boom was so
Like the
fucking
sun.
big.
Nobody
and like
knows. We're
just his
hunting
face. And it's like, it's probably not as funny explaining it. But I mean, I was laughing so hard. And now we eventually get to the other. And I'm like, it's one of those laughs like, farting at church, like you can't stop laughing. Now you're getting ready to do the next thing. We're climbing a wall to get into this other building, and I can't stop laughing just thinking of how that looked. And his face, like, you guys are still here, because it's like we're just fucking patrolling. He come flying out like thinking we're way down the street, and he's getting ready to blow this thing.
Like, what the fuck are you still doing here?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
dude, it's so funny.
So
man.
we go back out of the fucking house, and Trident's like, hey, index, right? Debrief. The day prior, we had done Kim hits. So we were in mop gear, assaulting a village, and fucking
Wait, what are Kim hits?
chemical mortars.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So chemical mortars came in. We had to mask up in full mop gear and continue on.
That's always fun.
Yeah, right. So it was in this very specific part of Muncie, right? So, Tradet's like, all right, Index, here's your next objective. You got a tier 1 asset. He's right here. Got to go hit it, blah, 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 blah. And I'm listening over the radio, and they're like, yeah, it's on fucking whatever. I'm looking at my GRG, and I'm like, that's where we took the Kim hit. And I look at the guy next to me, and he's like, okay. And I'm like, that's where we took the Kim hit. And he's like,
What's your point?
yeah. And he's like, well, are you going to say something? And I'm like,
I just did, Dick.
I was like, yeah, I'll go do it.
Sunglasses on.
So I get out, and it's all the platoon chiefs and the fucking SEA and the
Yeah, the troop head shit.
yeah, everybody. Yeah. And I walk up and I'm like, hey, so where's this next hit at? I was trying to find it on the GRG. I couldn't. I was just trying to not be a dick
Yeah.
about it. After this entire
but then
interaction,
figure it
by
out,
the end
yeah.
of the day, I was a dick about everything.
Like, hey,
moving
dummy.
forward, right? I was like, so where's this at? And they're like, oh, it's right here. And I was like, oh, is that where we took the Kim hit yesterday?
Call me crazy.
Yeah, and they were like, no, I don't think it is. And I was like,
No, it is.
yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. And they were like, let me see. And they go back in. They're like, we take Kim hit here yesterday? And like everybody in the huddle's like, no, I think it was that one. And I'm like, yeah, guys, it's that one. Like that's the one. And Tradent was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's right. Yeah, and then they're like, oh, so
I don't think so.
yeah, so Tradent, so they're like, oh, so we probably need our mop gear again. And I was like, yep. And Tradent was like, all right. Now that you guys have said something, we're just going to pretend yesterday didn't happen. You don't need mop gear. You can hit the target. But thank fucking God someone said something, right? So at the end of the whole day, we're debriefing.
Everybody's getting their shit CS'd as you're in there.
Yeah,
Like,
oh my
thanks,
God.
you fucking dumb motherfucker.
So at the end of the day, we're debriefing the whole day. And the troop OIC gets up and he's like, hey, great job today. Had some good lessons learned. EOD, great fucking work. As team guys, sometimes we just want to get out there and we want to eat, want to kill stuff. And you're there to be the voice of reason and remind us sometimes, like, there's other dangers other than just getting shot at. And I'm like, yep, that's literally why I'm here. Maybe try listening next time.
Yeah, maybe don't rush past me into the gate and step on a fucking pressure plate, you fucking moron.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it was my first time integrating, so I was trying to be like not like overbearing about the shit that I said. And after that, I was just not a dick, but I was just like, dude, I've got something to put out. I'm gonna fucking say it, and I'm not backing down anymore.
Well, I think that's important to know your audience too. Where like team guys, that's what we do. That's what we are, and that's our specialty. Is like we're fucking highly aggressive, highly motivated. That's our fucking thing. So if you need to tell a guy like that something, sometimes you need to be like, hey, motherfucker, shut the fuck up and look at the shit.
Yeah.
And it's a problem because like I spend maybe too much time on Instagram or whatever, but I see all these other podcasts and everybody loves to talk shit about team guys. And I will say, man, a high percentage of it is valid, super valid. We're like, hey, we do fuck up. We do, step our own dicks a lot. But I think
Everybody does though.
yeah, absolutely.
I've got a million stories where I was a fucking retard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and we've got stories about other branches that do other shit. We don't talk about that because that's not the point of the show.
A million.
Yeah,
At least a million. At least a million where I'm a retard.
but I think the point is if we can all recognize that, hey, everybody fucks up. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here on the same fucking team. Like we all want to accomplish the same fucking mission.
Yeah.
Like we all wear the same fucking patch.
100%.
the
Yeah,
American
obviously
flag.
it's not in like in spirit of like bad mouthing or anything like that. It's
No,
just
no,
like,
no, right?
It's hilarious that these things happen, and thank God
but
it's in training.
even if it's your own people, it happens, right?
Absolutely.
I had a deployment that I did where I was augmenting Team 3, and I was coming from SRT, so my thing was I can find the targets, right?
Yeah.
And so I came out at the end of Team 1's deployment, and it's in the Arghandab River Valley area. And so I just there was a bunch of stuff there that people were missing that I was able to just stack up. So by the time 3 was going to get on the ground, I was going to have like 10 targets for them. I'm a senior chief at the time. And so when these guys get on the ground, the platoon, there's going to be a turnover op, one's still there. And one of the first things that happened with that platoon, I mean, I put these guys through training at some point, and I'm the senior. They're like, hey, man, how's this going to work being that? I was like, look, during the fucking PLOs and warning orders, I'll run the targeting meetings. And if I have anything, I'll talk to you guys on the side about it. So I don't want to because I mean it's the chief and I outrank him, but I'm not part of the deal. And I just so we found a way to clean it. And they're like, well, how should we use you? I'm like, used to be a breacher. I mean, I'm a fucking senior chief. I'm getting to be a part of the assault element now again as a fucking 40-some-year-old man.
Baby.
and then
Give me
later
a
on,
well-fed machine gun, bitch.
later on, I'm like, oh my God, I just got to make it up this fucking hill. Yeah. But on this particular op, it all made sense when one was still there because they had some farm boys like Bates and Luna. They had these people that were using donkeys to bring in a bunch of mortars and stuff like that. And that was going to be part of the turnover op.
Oh, dope.
Things weather kept happening, whatever, and now they're gone. And so now with the folks that are left there and they're briefing this, and I'm just like, I'm thinking bump plan, like we were talking about earlier. I'm like, yeah, we're going to load up the donkeys and more. I'm like, fuck. And it's like, I brought this up, it wasn't being, and so I was like, I'm breaking my own thing. I already told him. I'm like, hey, so what's the bump plan? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, for the donkeys. They're like, yeah, well, the donkeys. I'm like, donkey quits. Like, what do you mean a donkey quits? I'm like, it just doesn't want to go.
They're
like-
kind of known for that.
Or any animal.
Stubborn
like
ass.
Your dog. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and they're like, well, we'll just pass out the gear. I'm like, who gets what? Because I mean, it's fucking heavy. That's a lot of shit.
a lot of shit, yeah.
And this is in the era of, if you do assaults at night, it's not fair. You're harassing. So we weren't allowed to hit targets at night because.
Wait, it's not fair? That was a real thing?
So the administration at that time, from 2009 to whatever it was.
It was Obama, right?
Yeah, and his State
weird.
Department, I think, was Senator Kerry,
Like he
said
had to say it.
said we're harassing women and children at night, and literally said it wasn't fair. So our operations would have to
That's so
patrol
crazy.
and have to wait and hit the target in the daylight
I
for
mean,
it to
the
be
reality
okay.
of this is it's
That's
like at the
fucking
same
nuts.
time, if we're talking about being fair, at any point,
It's not fucking T-ball. It's not,
yeah.
And
First of all-
it's safer for the civilians at night because if you're out running around, you're probably a bad guy. And
We're
we got
going to
night
kill
vision.
ya.
Right?
Yeah.
During the day, they can hide in within the... Right.
We're
anyways.
doing nothing but being fair because you're not even allowing us to do what we actually want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You're literally putting a leash on us on every fucking turn.
But without going down that road or this guy, like whatever.
Yeah.
We sure enough, I brought this a couple of times, and I do not want to fucking be right. I definitely don't want to be right. So now we're on this patrol, and it's not a short patrol. It's going to be a long patrol along this riverbed and along this thing, the rushing river. And I could just remember so clearly. I get to this point where there's like this little break in the path that I'm on, and there's like a little bit of water rushing through, and I'm like, fuck, and got backpack on, and I'm a fucking old dude now. I'm like, I just don't want to get my feet wet. It's not deep, but I just don't want to get my feet wet. And I jump across. I'm so fucking happy with myself that I made it across this little. I mean, it wasn't far. I jump across, and then I didn't get 2 steps past jumping across. I hear like, hey, send people back. The fucking donkey quit. We got to pass out the gear. And so, damn it.
The donkey quit.
Not only am I mad that the donkey quit, but more so mad that I'm going to have to jump back and jump again. It's not going to happen 3 times. I'm going to be wet now for fucking 3 days. Yeah. And sure enough, we go back. We have to get the gear. Now I go to jump and I'm fucking wet. Fuck. And now I'm pissed for the rest of the op. And that whole thing. What's funny is we do our whole thing. And this was actually the one that was like shut down as a assault. And then we routed back through as a KLE. So
it's when you rerouted.
Same mission. Do it all, fucking great, and all of us are fucking dying because altitude sick. It's like going back to these houses.
Dude, fuck that place, dude.
And so we're getting all kinds of chatter.
Afghanistan, bro.
Right?
Fuck
we're getting all kinds of chatter.
shit.
Like that little area, it's like they're setting up on us. So we got a couple locals with us. This one dude's fucking amazing. He fought the Russians, Mujahideen. Like this guy's been around forever.
Jesus.
He's had 3 open heart surgeries. What? He's in fucking
Jesus.
white loafers walking up these mountains like a fucking billy goat.
Like a goat, yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
he's
Yeah.
60
There's always
something.
those guys.
Who knows how old he is? He could be 20. He looks
Probably
like he's
100.
70. Yeah, could be 23. Yeah, it's a rough life, right? But he's looking at it and he's like,
Afghanistan
And-
open heart surgeries too. Dang.
yeah, I don't know who did this, but he's got these scars. But we're like, hey, we're gonna have to go around. And then I'm talking to the OIC, who's now like pretty high up at Dam Neck, and I'm like, hey man, remember SQT when these lines are close together? What that means? He's like, yeah, I know, man. He's like, I know, Mark. I'm like, dude, that's not good. And then fucking the dude,
That's steep.
Abby's like, yeah, you can't. He's like, you can't do that. I'm like, if he's saying, I was like, hey, you don't trust these local guys to cover our ass. They're gonna do a 360 for him. But when it comes to like the terrain, they know. But I mean, we really had no choice. But it was one of those where it's like, okay, that's the peak. No, it isn't. And I can
Break
remember
out the fucking ropes.
I can remember thinking like, okay, I can't be the guy that falls out here. Someone else has to need it before me. And just like, and praying, literally praying, like, oh God, please let me make a little bit. So I'm getting up, please, someone and then someone else. It doesn't matter who it was. Someone else they had to give, like fill
Luckily,
out.
the donkey fucking quit.
So I had to give this dude an IV, and I'm falling, whatever. And we get to the top, and right as we finally get to the top of this thing, I'm like, oh, and then I realize like, oh fuck, now we got to go down.
Now we got to go down.
Yeah, and then I think within 5 minutes, I break my nods into my face, my nose is broke, and then we get to the bottom of the hill, everyone's like half dead, and then we get opened up on. So really, all we did was get right back to the area where it was going to be
amazing.
Yeah, and we get opened up on in an ambush, which everyone I think
And
was
at
like,
that
thank
point, you're
God,
just like,
Yeah.
thank God,
Finally.
But everyone's, I mean,
I
it
can lighten
seemed
my
to be,
load a bit.
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. You're like,
And,
hey, JTAC, fucking come on.
So finally, that's all done, and we call air support. We things work out well for us. Well, and some other weird shit happened that we won't share here. But as we're walking, now we're patrolling back, and it's a fucking long patrol. And then even when you get back to the area that's like our white space, there's like this giant hill, and it's just a long fucking walk. And we get to a point where we're stopped again, and the guy up front with the dog is like, hey man, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? They're like, hey, we can't go. The fucking donkey is in the path. The same fucking donkey is still there, and it's trying to fight the kick at the dog, and so we can't. And it's a small narrow area, and I'm in the back. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, kill the fucking donkey. I'm like, let me up there. I'm like, let me up there. I'm like in the back. I'm like, let me up front. I'll
Just go up
fucking
and shoot
shove
the
it in the
donkey.
water. And they're like, we can't. It's so and so. We got it from the village. I'm like, I'm just fucking.
I'll
losing.
give him a fucking crate of MREs. Jesus
I don't know how it got worked.
$37.
They didn't have to kill the donkey, thank God. Oh, the other thing on the donkey. Guess what? They are not.
It was gay.
It's a gay donkey, and it's not.
Gay donkey.
It's not
Non-binary.
read into. You're supposed to be sneaky, because once we start, exactly.
You're like,
As we were
Jesus,
patrolling-
titty fucking Christ.
It found out that there was another donkey, and it's talking shit to the other donkey, like, and it's like, we're like, shut him up, like, shut the fuck up. How do you shut up the donkey? So all the things of like, what if it doesn't listen?
It's like,
Muzzle
What if it
strike.
doesn't? And people are like, what's this fucking old dude talking about? Like, we'll just make the fucking donkey go. Like, all right. And I did
Yeah.
not want to be right. I
Where's
fucking
Dwayne
paid.
Dieter when we need him? Muzzle strike. Jesus Christ,
shit.
dude. Yeah, that's there's a lot to be said for some of that shit. Nobody understands some of that. And even walking into targets in Iraq and you have your working dogs and then there's fucking boony dogs everywhere. Well, they don't get along.
Yeah.
And then out of all fucking places, we ran into this fucking house that had geese.
That's a distraction for the dog.
Fucking geese. And dude, those motherfuckers are loud.
and they're aggressive.
They're loud as fuck, dude.
Geese are assholes. dude.
They're
Yeah.
fucking
Real
loud.
assholes,
They're loud.
yeah.
Do we want to take a break?
Yeah, perfect time for a break.
This is a long one. This is a good one though. This is fuck
Yeah.
man. This has been a good one.
We're
and I
having
think this is gonna be
such a good
our
time.
last segment. Holy fuck. Glad
Thanks.
we didn't start drinking from like the beginning because I think we've only been drinking for the last
We're like
two
we're
segments.
like 5
but-
hours now. But
I
thanks
probably
for
should have
sticking
brought
with
this
us.
up. Can we start over? I haven't heard any of this from the beginning. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're good.
It's like, there's
I know.
no way.
We didn't have a card in the recorder.
Yeah. We're like,
Son
shit.
of a bitch.
Like, I thought you put the fucking SD card in. Well, it says it's recording, but no, going back to what we were saying on the break is, I mean, first several deployments, I mean, we didn't really get EOD guys until probably, I mean, fuck, I think post 9/11. And when
Yeah.
we started deploying, and I think that was the plan when they did NSW 21, which was Admiral Olson's kind of what put him on the map. I mean, he was already a smart fucking dude. Like he had been at Damneg and he had been in
It was
Somalia and all that stuff. But
It was a nut roll at the time, but like looking back, man, that was a fucking smart move, dude.
yeah,
Well,
like
well,
deploying the teams as a team because it used to just be
Well, so let's think about each coast had like 6 commitments. So they would deploy 6 platoons at a time, each coast. And so on the West Coast, you'd have like 2 from Team 3, 2 from 5, 2 from 1, covering down on all these different areas. But they would have no real rank or leadership. I can't tell you how many times. Like you have a 03.
You get
And then they're
overrun
dealing
by
with
everybody,
and then you
yeah.
had like, okay, you have a task unit commander, but they're in Guam or they're somewhere else, nowhere around
Yeah.
you. So the Force 21 thing was like the entire team goes together. That 05 becomes he's running a squadron, and the decision was made before the war, and the timing, because I think what would have happened if that didn't happen, we would have found a way to get out of it because everyone was already complaining and bitching about it. And because they wanted their little pieces, but that made perfect sense. It allowed us
Yeah.
to do stuff, and it even just
a good move.
Yeah, that was a good move.
yeah, thank God because it would have been
I definitely bitched about it as an E5, but that probably means it's a good idea.
well, and I mean, yeah, Afghanistan would have just been a free for all, and there would have been platoons from every fucking team trying to fucking invade like Camp Rhino, or you would just have guys go, nah. Like the West Coast would probably have been like, you know what? Let's, with exception of Team 3, I'm like, we're just gonna hold on to our little rice bowl here in Guam.
Well, I think it would have been even worse than that because you would have not had your head shed would have been back home, so you would have fell under someone else that wouldn't know how to use you.
Take on.
and
Yeah.
you'd have a lot
Yeah.
less ability.
yeah, they'd be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, yeah, yeah.
That was some really good foresight on his part.
Yeah.
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 No, he was that dude. He was a solid dude. He was
Olsen.
one of the better people. And you know, anything you hear bad about him are people that got shut down on their own little rice bowl thing they were trying to
Really?
do.
Okay.
Because he just didn't have any fucking tolerance
Yeah.
for that. Like when he ran 6, he shut things down. It's like, what is this? This isn't operational. Boom, done. I don't care how cool you think it is. Like he was all about the actual work. And to some people, that's
He's
cool
still
to hear.
alive, right? Admiral Olson? Pretty sure he's still alive.
Don't know.
It's probably on Coronado.
Maybe. We should have him on.
I don't think an admiral
I'm
would
joking.
probably
I'm
want to come
joking.
on our show.
But I will say,
would love to.
Hey, I will say, Extortion 17 is coming up. We're going to do a show there, which we do a little plug. Which by the time this airs,
Oh, is that McPee's or Danny's? I know we've been talking
No,
about
it's
the
at the
detail.
Plank.
At the Plank.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
yeah. Which this by the time this airs, like we will already shot it. Or
When is
whatever.
that? August?
Yeah, the 8th.
August 8th. Okay. So June. Oh well, that's like next week.
Yeah, bitch.
Sorry.
No, but a good thing is what I was saying is, wasn't Olsen in Vietnam as well?
I don't know.
Maybe the tail end.
Probably. Yeah. 'cause he did
But I
it
mean,
over
he was in
40.
Somalia. He was a smart fucking dude for our first 4-star
He's alive.
admiral.
Yeah.
And
good.
but I will say,
Living in Tacoma, Washington.
oh,
shit.
is he?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Did you
Jamie.
just look that up?
I consulted the
I
Oracle.
swear.
Yeah.
Tacoma. Fuck, dude. That's where I blew my knee out on fucking nice static line jump. Thanks.
I'm glad you finished with knee.
Yeah.
because
Knee. Yeah, but we have Extortion 17 coming up, and we have the West Coast reunion, which we're hoping to get a plethora of team guys to come on. So, anybody listen to the show, if you're not a fan of team guys coming on the show, we hope to change that with a bunch of like older.
It's going to
Maybe
be
some Vietnam guys. I hope to get Harry Humphreys out here at some point.
It's going to be a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did this last year, I think, with there was an event at McPee's, and we had
we interviewed a shit ton of
Commander
guys.
Dietz on. We had like 6 people on. It was fucking really fun. We might actually make it like a live thing at IB where, I mean, granted, by the time this airs, it's probably going to be already happened.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to get better at planning shit now that we're getting more professional.
Yeah, bring a booth down there and set up some fucking mics and just be like, yeah, you want to come over here and fucking tell a stupid ass fucking
So
story?
one of the things I didn't realize, so we did
That's
a
what you
little
gotta
photo
do.
shoot down at IB at the Plank. So I've been down there. I used to live half a block from Plank, so I went there
At least
couple
once or
times.
twice.
more than I should have. Yeah, and I've been down there fucking hundreds of times, and I never realized that they have a whole upstairs and a whole patio upstairs, and that's where we're gonna film it.
Oh, nice.
Is above there, which is above
Yeah.
the whole thing. So it's kind of above the chaos of the whole bar, but you can kind of still hear in the background, but it's not going to affect the mics. And I'm excited for it, dude. It's gonna be fun. We can pull guys up who would never normally come to
Yeah.
San Diego
Yeah,
or
exactly.
IB. But one of the
And we'll do the same thing for the reunion. So,
Yeah.
Extortion 17 is the kind of the anniversary of when the fucking helo was shot down with like 31 fucking dudes. But
Yeah.
in the Frogmen Motorcycle Club, they always put on a big fucking thing. So we're going to be down there in conjunction with that and putting on a big fucking thing there. But
Guts coming back on too.
yeah,
isn't
yeah. So that would be a good thing is
Yeah.
to be able to just bring a handful of guys upstairs and not do a 5-hour show like we're doing now with Mark, but to do like 20, 30 minutes, everybody tell a handful of fucking stories.
Round robin, highlight reel.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it'll be
cool. Which ultimately, I think, once we get more sophisticated, is in I don't know. At some point, we're gonna get somebody on the show that knows how to fucking do this. Is to just live stream some shit with multiple cameras and be able to switching and run it live and fucking I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We're still kind of fucking retarded when all this shit comes to light. But yeah,
I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a good time.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the evolution.
Sounds fun.
You guys got cell phones, just do straight up like Streamlabs, and you can go live on multiple.
That's another thing too.
One time,
yeah, we
yeah.
could.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but sounds good.
Well, you can even bring a laptop.
Your
and
kids
just do.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they do.
Download Streamlabs. All you have to do is log in.
Oh, that's an app?
It's
Or a
an
website
app
or
on the
something?
phone. So do it on a laptop. Bring a laptop.
Streamlab?
Yeah, Streamlabs. Yeah. So bring a laptop, get a webcam.
See,
right?
this one is a smart EOD guy.
Yeah, get a webcam, and you can set that webcam up, just position on you guys, and you can grab some, DJI Bluetooth mics, and
What do we mean, like two cameras?
if you wanted to, I mean, it depends. If you set up one couch,
Well,
and
I'm
you
saying
kinda-
if we're like this, we would have to do one and one.
yeah, you could do that. You
Yeah,
could do
we'll-
2 laptops, 2 cameras, 2 Streamlabs accounts.
We'll make it
and
work.
then
Oh.
you log into the Facebook, you log into Instagram, you log into whatever, and you just hit go live, and it streams.
We're going to set it up for sure, but one of the things I'm excited about is getting Steve Hines on the show.
I don't know that he's going to come on the show.
I don't.
Honestly, dude.
It's like a 50-50 whether he's going to show up because he's told.
There's no fucking way he's showing up, dude.
He's told. I mean,
he's not coming out of Imperial Valley, bro.
I mean, we were talking with the
Do
owner.
a remote thing with him. His story.
No, we need him in person, man. He's such a wild
I would
card.
do a remote, but
I don't know that you'll ever get him in person.
Go to him.
maybe. But the funny thing is, we were hanging out with Marty, the owner of the Plank, and we were hanging out with Marty at IB, our last photo shoot down there. And so Kevin and Marty both texting Steve Hines, who's a legendary I mean, some of the stories we've told about him are like unbelievable fucking
and it's
stories.
just scraping the surface.
And they're fucking
like
true.
this dude's got
Hopefully,
some,
you guys started with the story of him showing up at the team and not being a
yeah.
That's what, and then his samuraiing the fucking all his furniture and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
this
so
guy's
he's like a
wild,
gunner's
man.
mate gets orders to whatever SEAL team, and
He was a parachute rigger.
so they just assume he's a SEAL.
Because he shows up, he's
giant.
He's like 6'3", 250.
And it's right when the new class of buds. So they're like, "Oh, you're in such and such platoon," and he's like going through his platoon. They teach him how to jump out of planes because back then you didn't go to school. Like they're teaching him how to free fall, and he's going through diving. And they're like, "What do you mean you don't know how to put together your Draeger? You didn't fucking learn that in Buds." He's like, "I never went to Buds." So he gets. Am I wrong on this?
No.
Am I
way.
wrong?
That's it.
And they send him
that's
to
a crazy-
Buds, and then while he's in Buds,
He's like, well, I mean,
and while he's in Buds, he's
dude.
like, I really can't get rolled because I'm getting ready to deploy at this point.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
the team's like, look, he's
goes to
honorary.
Buds
Just
and
send him
then
through.
comes
No,
back.
he went through, but yeah.
No, so the crazy thing about this story, so Steve Hines went through the air, because it's just static line at the time, right? So he went through the air portion of the platoon, and he only got caught as not being an actual team guy. So he never pretended. He showed up to the team, and he thought as a tech. As a dive tech.
Oh, I'm just supposed to go
Or
through
not,
these
not a dive tech, as an air tech.
He was a parachute rigger.
So he thought they're like, oh, this is just what the techs at the team do. Like
80s
whatever.
or 90s.
Well,
so
no,
they put him in a
but back
fucking
then, no one
platoon.
knew what, like,
course,
this is how
yeah,
you
you don't
become
fucking
I
know.
guess I'm a SEAL. I'm
So
going
he
to the
didn't-
SEAL team. I don't know.
So I didn't know. And then it wasn't until they're like going through dive phase in a platoon, and he couldn't figure out how to put together the fucking
I would ask
Draeger.
someone.
They're
Hey,
like,
how do I do this?
like, didn't you fucking?
Hey, give me
didn't
a
you show up to this
refresher.
Buds? You're like, what's Buds? What are you talking about? And so
Can
like,
you imagine
bro,
if he just never had to go to
right.
Buds?
And so like, bro, you gotta go to fucking Buds. So he went to Buds and then went back and was a fucking legendary team guy for a long time.
That's
There's so many
incredible.
stories about this guy. So anyway, but he's not.
What year was this, though?
Oh,
It was in the
early
80s.
80s.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a wild time.
It's
man.
incredible.
So his stories are fucking incredible. But we're having drinks at the Plank. We're doing a photo shoot over there, and we just kind of doing, Instagram shit, whatever. So everybody thought we were totally gay, but it
Yeah.
was super fun.
It was
But
fun.
Marty, the owner of the Plank, and Kevin are both texting Steve, like, hey, you gotta come on the show. And Steve's texting Marty, the owner's like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. He's texting Kevin, like, fuck no, I'm not coming. So it's gonna be 50-50 whether fucking Steve shows up. But this guy is a fucking, like, absolute fucking wild man. That's absolute wild.
Well,
man.
he was the caretaker of the
Nyland.
of Nyland for years. Like they sent him out there and like, hey man, you're the camp soup. You're the camp supervisor, and dude, he was like, clean my crack. Like, dude,
Yeah.
he was like handing out coat hangers, and people were like cleaning the cracks in the like he was.
But he's also 6'3", 250 before and fully tatted before people were
he's-
fully
yeah,
tatted.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
And everybody's like, well, I ain't gonna not clean the cracks.
yeah.
Shit. Yeah,
He's
he's
like
got
clean
some crazy stories, man. So hopefully we can make that happen, which is gonna be awesome. What the fuck were we gonna
hilarious.
into after this? I forget. Oh, so one of the things you had on your
what
storyline
were we talking about?
was kids.
Yeah.
Kids.
Oh, I guess just our kids, being a father and how like that stuff all relates, from the teams or whatever it is.
Leadership, yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of the things I think I mentioned, my dad in there. There's a lot of things I've learned from my dad in one way, roundabout way or not, whether or not it's what he said or not. He had a amazing knack for taking a perfectly good analogy and fucking turning it upside down. And
Fucking
you're
it
like,
all
what
up.
does that what does that mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
just like, but just a wild man of a guy. And then and I think about with our kids now, as you're trying to get them to do stuff, and like where you draw that line, like, okay, maybe that's a little bit too much. Like in some things, the practicality of stuff that doesn't translate well to others. I tell a story all the time. I remember I'm leaving for work, going into work. I forget where I was at the time. I think I was at still at Team 3, and my son is like making all these noises, like pew, 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 like doing all this stuff. And I go, "Hey, what are you doing, buddy?" He's got a little cape on. He's like, I'm fighting, whatever, and I can fly." And I'm like. His mom's sleeping. I'm like, yeah, I can't leave. And he thinks I'm like, really? Show me. And he's like, yeah, it does this thing. And I'm just like, I'm picturing like, because immediately we go to the worst. I'm like, I don't want this fucker climbing the roof
Yeah.
thinking
Jumping
he can
off
fly.
the roof,
I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? You can fly. Show me. And I'm like, get on this chair. I was like, show me, fly. And he hits the floor. It's kind of like, I guess you can't fly. I was like, I give him a big hug. Like, I guess you can't fly, but it's okay. You can still do all these other things, but I got to go to work. And thinking like, yeah, that's a good fucking dad life. I had to go to work. I can't
You're like,
leave him.
use your white privilege.
But sharing that story, people are like, so you let him dive off the chair and get
Better
hurt?
than the roof, dude.
It's like,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
like, yeah. So it's, things like that. Like,
unless you've been in a position of leadership at some point, you don't realize that sometimes you just got to let people
yeah.
learn the mistake by
Yeah.
making the fucking mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you put
exactly.
you put the bumpers on the alley like bowling, right? You put the bumpers on the alley, like, oh great, you get some things, and then it's a progression, like training wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you got to learn.
It's
Yeah.
The other thing is like I see parents all the time, and then like, all my kid will eat is chicken nuggets. I'm like, that's your fault.
Yeah.
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 Don't,
And he won't eat if I don't give him chicken nuggets.
Yeah, he
Then
won't
I guess
eat.
he doesn't fucking eat them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he will.
Yeah,
He will,
Just he gets to the
eventually.
point.
That's my
and
point.
it's before flies start landing on his face.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
in a Sally
Yeah.
Struthers
Yeah,
commercial.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
Sally Struthers.
It's like
That's a throwback.
Yeah, it is big throwback. But it's like you make these statements like, "Oh, my kid won't do this," or "My kid won't do that." Well, you have apparently no discipline
Yeah.
yourself, which is why your kid won't do.
Yeah,
the
you're the
things you want
parent,
them.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
not that
You're the one who-
difficult.
My kid can't swim. Splash!
Yeah,
This is John
like,
Wayne, that
Hurry
motherfucker.
up, bitch!
It's
Kick!
my middle son. I'm about to have another kid. My wife's like 7 months pregnant.
Oh, dude.
I know.
Nice.
But my 11 now 12-year-old.
Hey, let us know if you need help finding that guy.
I know. Yeah, I already found him, so I don't need you to find him.
Oh,
Yeah. But so my 12-year-old, right? He still does things that piss me off because I'm probably a little bit more strict than I should be, I suppose, in certain ways. But
Yep.
whenever he goes to
You're not.
anybody's house or whatever, they're like, how is your son so respectful? He's always so quiet.
So I
He does
beat
what he's
his
told to
ass.
do." And I wish my son was like that. And now
Send
you
him
know.
over.
Apparently, you don't fucking
Yeah.
wish that because it's not that difficult.
Dude, that's a good point because, and I'm not trying to toot my horn at all. We, the same fucking shit. Our fucking kids, we would go to whatever fucking restaurant. And people go, "Wow, your kids are very respectful." I'm like,
They
"Or your
fucking
kids are,
better be.
or your kid." I go, and I would always, yeah, we beat them a lot. I would always say stupid shit like that. But honestly, dude, if you just
You don't need to beat them.
and I'm not saying
they just need to fear you.
And I'm not saying
respect you.
Yeah, and I'm not saying every kid
Consequences.
is every kid because you have kids that have learning
Yeah, there's
stuff,
things.
and you have kids that
there's
are like
things.
just lose their fucking marbles, and I'm like, dude, fucking whoop the shit. Well, sometimes you can't just beat the fucking ADD out of a fucking
Right,
kid. I mean,
yeah.
you could probably try, but.
My dad
South
tried.
Park did that.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing back in the fucking 70s. I was born in 74. You were born in
72.
72. And I mean, it's one of those things like they didn't have ADD back then. You're in a classroom and you're acting a fool. Like, hey, go see the fuck you. I mean,
I got a ruler.
I got my ass whooped with a fucking paddle.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and
It works, dude.
we learned.
Yeah.
Granted, maybe there were some kids that probably had some kind of learning disabilities, but you whoop that ass enough, it's like, well,
I'll see a
They
kid
learn.
that just like throws a fit, like throws himself down on the ground in a grocery store, and I'm like, I don't even understand how that happens. I genuinely don't.
kick him in the ribs.
I don't understand it. How they and the parent will just be like, oh, like roll their eyes, and I'm like,
it's their job. Right, and this is like
kid?
none of this new. It's the kid's job to test the limits of what they can get away with.
That's what they're
That's
gonna do,
their
yeah.
way of development.
Always.
And we do, and they're like, oh, well, the dangers of when no, especially a boy, but like when they get to these certain ages, it's like the dangerous things they do. They're trying to find out where that limit is. That's the brain. That's the development.
Yeah.
We've known this for so long, but it's like, oh no, no, you're not supposed to be their fucking friend.
no,
You're supposed to be trying to be creating a good human being.
absolutely,
Right.
Yeah.
And so my dad would be over the top on some things, but at the same time, I think I've almost killed my dad multiple times, just like being just a goofball. But if I didn't hold a door open for a woman or I was sarcastic or whatever, and it didn't matter who's around, he's going to kick my ass.
Smacked in the mouth.
Yeah. And, but I can remember my daughter once, we're at the swimming pool and she's like scared because she can't touch the bottom. And she's like, I'm like, no, you got it. And she literally, like, her mind went to like, okay, rather than say, no, I don't want to do it, she's going to scream for help in a way to get me, somebody's hurting me. And I think I have it on video. And I'm just like, and it's funny, like most people, okay, honey. I'm like, and so I just let her go. I'm like, nobody's hurting you.
Yep.
And she's like, somebody's hurting me. And people are looking, I'm like, somebody's hurting her. Like I'm saying to the other parents that are there.
Right here.
She's being hurt.
And then
She's
I
hurting
pick her up. She's fine. But
herself.
that's just like, and my,
Somebody throw her a brick.
I would say all the time, my daughter Natasha, if I had her aggression, I could rule the world. Like, I mean, she won CIF wrestling for all of San Diego, like 400 girls. Like, and she didn't win state because she was
wrestled
disqualified
400 girls
at the same time.
At the same time.
But like
Yahtzee.
little girl playing basketball co-ed and like, like the bigger kids pushing around because she's small and it's like 4th grade, 5th grade, and she gets like a foul, and like people are like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "You got 2 more to give, honey." It's like just like supporting her, like go fucking take it, and
Fucking all in.
Remember flag football, and she's playing defense, and she would tackle the kid and crying that they gave her a penalty. I'm like, no, you did tackle him.
Well, you did tackle him.
But it was amazing.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to do it. Sit on the bench.
Next time,
Head
time.
sit on the bench.
Shoulder,
It
next
was
time.
like boom, boom.
Yeah.
She's like, I did. I'm like, she's crying. I'm like, no, you tackled him. It was amazing. Sit on the bench.
Next time,
it's
go to
just
the
like-
head.
And like parents are
Go to the
laughing.
head.
But
Next
but
time,
it's
clean
just-
that motherfucker
I
out.
I love being a parent, and we have a blended family. It's great. It's which seems like a nightmare when they're all teenagers and you're bringing them all together. And like one of the first things we did, my wife and I, we weren't even married yet. We like took a trip to Hawaii, and we're all like in the same condo.
Wait, how old are your kids at this time?
At this time, they're like 16 through 19.
Oh,
my
shit.
God.
And it's like, well, we're going to find out if this is going to work.
3,
So
7.
when we
How many of you?
she has 3, I have 2, so there's
Oh,
5.
Jesus.
And so at the time, we were just
Wow.
dating. But when we were dating, I said it first, but she was the same way. It's like, I mean, like my kids until we're like dating for some time.
Right,
So it was like
yeah.
a year before we met each other's kids, and then at this point, we're like, hey, they haven't known each other long. We're taking this vacation in Hawaii. We're all in one condo. And we're like, well, we're going to find out if this
We're gonna
ends
find
after
out.
this trip or
Yeah.
not. And they got along great because they had us as common enemies. So they're making, and they're at the age where they're making fun of us. You guys are idiots. Like, yeah. And so it was
You're
perfect.
like, yeah, we're idiots. You bring out a bottle of fucking whiskey, a wrench, a fucking whip, a fucking baseball bat. You're like, okay, everybody gets one. Like fucking,
Yeah,
Whiskey
they're-
for me.
But yeah, it's just like being a parent's one of the better things it's one of the better things in my life. It's just like I'm so proud of like watching. One, you get to brainwash these little fuckers, right? But no, like it's like you have this person that you're developing, and you get to see who they become, and they're so different. I know when it was just my son and daughter, so different. Like 90. My son showed up as like this wise old owl. Like he's like 4.
wait
giving-
till this guy becomes a grandfather. You're
giving like life
ooh.
advice, as a 4, like, where the fuck you come from? And then my daughter is just like asking you to fix the batteries, and she'd be like, never mind. Like she's like 4, and it's like, yeah, you don't know. And just like, like just completely different, and we probably all see this in
Like,
our
thanks,
kids.
honey.
Yeah, they just have it all. I can remember my daughter one time coming in, and she's like in 5th grade. She's like, oh, in the talent show, and so you guys can watch it. And I'm like, oh yeah, what are you doing? She's like, I'm singing. I'm like, I fucking can't sing a note. Her mom, that I was married to at the time, I'm like, hey, and we're like, hey, can you show us? She's like, no, you can see at the talent show.
Wow.
And we're like, and eventually it gets to the point like, Yeah, no, we're gonna see this before we go there.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like, no free dress rehearsals, you fucking freeloaders.
And she took some Shawn Menendez song, did it her own way. It was like amazing. She sang it a cappella.
Wow.
And and now like where's that? You know, like
She's in a band now, right?
Yeah,
like, hey, plug her band. What's her band?
The band she's in now is called Twilight Highway. They just sang at Concessions Park, I think, last week.
No shit.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So she's got a little contract with, I think, Pacific Records for a year. So
Nice.
So she's working, and they're all little, like they're one of these put together bands, but they're they got their own things, and see if they stay together or she breaks off on her own.
They're
she writes her
blended.
own music. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, that's awesome.
God, being
Does she
a parent
play
is
anything or
wild,
she
dude.
just sing?
She does. She plays guitar. She plays piano. She plays a little bit of, does a little
That's
bit of
fucking
everything.
dope, man.
Dude,
and that's one of those things,
I can
too.
barely play with myself.
I can barely, yeah, shit.
I've never had a problem with that.
I can barely play the fucking radio.
I can play a skin flute.
I mean, playing the Dixieland, never mind. The Slobber and Blues on the Dixieland meat whistle.
Oh my god!
No,
Slobber and
but that's a
Blues.
fucking, and you bring up a valid point, is, and I do the same shit. My boys are seniors in college, and they're doing their own shit, and, they're working, and they're not
Are they 21 now? 22?
20. They
20,
turned
no shit.
21 in like 2 months.
You have twins?
Yeah, my daughter too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. So they're all the same age.
Yeah.
Natasha turns 21 in December. My son Gabe is now 25. He gets married in November. And my stepkids, Donovan's 21. He's at SDSU. Julia just graduated
Wow.
high school. She's a CrossFit
Phenom.
maniac because she did gymnastics all of her life.
Oh,
so then she
great.
transfers over to
Great
CrossFit,
start.
and they're like,
Savage.
"Hey, hey, honey, this, and she's just like throwing up weight, doing 50 pull-ups.
Doing
They're like,
muscle
"Oh,
ups with
Jesus,
weight,
yeah,
no
yeah.
problem.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my daughter's a fucking gymnast, and it's fucking amazing. And I will say, nothing that I really ever did other than beat the fucking shit out of it. No, I'm just kidding. No, but going back to what you're saying is having structure for your kids, because it only took one fucking time for my kid to act up and be like, and then they're like, ah!
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
my
you're
dad
like-
will hurt me. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's like,
Well,
know.
there needs to be that.
there's a threat.
I don't want to call it a threat of violence, but it's consequences. There needs
It's
to be
100%
consequences.
Yeah.
consequence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1,000%. And I don't know how many times we were literally sitting at a restaurant and people come by and be like, well, your kids are very
So
well disciplined.
well-behaved.
I'm like,
There's nothing worse that
go,
drives
yeah,
me nuts is like,
motherfuckers.
and we would have these, we would be out with neighbors and stuff, and the kids are like climbing over, and I'm just like, and I look at my kids like, that's not happening.
No.
We're out
Yeah.
to eat. This isn't our place.
No.
And,
Yeah,
and still
exactly.
now,
Get your
even
feet
as
off the
adults,
fucking
it's like
furniture. You don't live
someone
here.
is here that's
Exactly.
been saving up their money, to have dinner that didn't
For the
get to do
experience,
this.
yeah.
And now you're climbing around acting a fool. Like, yeah,
Not today.
yeah, my old man was
up in
all
here.
over the map with stuff, but
knife hand and that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
No, but it is awesome, though. And, my kids were raised that way, and I was raised that way. I'm sure we are all raised that way in terms
absolutely.
of, like, I mean, my dad, actually, more my mom. My mom would lose her goddamn mind. My dad would be like, I understand it.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, not up in here! And I'd be like,
Well, there's also something to be said that, like, if you just lose your mind over fucking everything,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
No,
Yeah.
then it's nothing. Then
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
like, you have to have, there's a thing. That's their thing. Like,
yeah.
there was things
the
that I
dad
could
chill
do that.
until you fucking break
Yeah.
the wall.
If,
Yeah.
if, everything,
It's like,
if
oh.
everything's important, then nothing is important.
Dude, I had a platoon chief that, like, if he walked in on you raping his mom or your boots weren't bloused, same reaction.
Same reaction.
Same reaction.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Yeah, and it can't. I swear, I'll take your cell phone. Like, yeah, that's the same thing for everything. There has to be different things, and you got to put some
Literally.
thought into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Put some thought into it of how the consequences could affect things. To be like, oh, well, you could. This didn't have to happen, and you could get it back, or you could do.
Yeah.
Just put some thought into it. Like,
Yeah.
you're actually not just, and it's not. It's your job to make, and even if you're not trying to, you want them to succeed. So let's just say if you're not
Yeah.
like, well, I don't care about it's their truth and what makes them feel good. Like, okay, that's
off.
one. That's
Yeah.
fucked
They don't
off.
know
But
anything.
Even
Yeah,
at the very
exactly.
least,
They don't
even
know
if-
how hard life is. It's
even
your
no
job
matter
to help them.
what side of the spectrum you're on, at the very least, you want them to succeed. And if you know this isn't the recipe for success, then why are you allowing that to happen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got to show them
Because they
now
don't know
because
it's
when
not
they
the recipe
point.
for success. That's the problem.
'Cause
The
it's
problem is
some do,
they're
but
yes.
they're still scared to stand up to their kids because they feel like they need to be liked, rather than say, "Hey, I know he or she is going to fail, and the time to learn this is not when you have a job and not when you have kids to feed.
Yeah.
It's now. And so what if they don't like me for a little bit?
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's being liked, but also being like, well, my dad and my mom were so hard on me, and I don't want to do that to my kid too. And it's like, okay, I guess you could maybe
don't.
find a middle
don't
ground.
then, and
but-
then your kids are going to
Exactly.
run
But then
amok.
that's the same kid that grows up entitled, thinks they're owed something, thinks that their life isn't or is so hard. Life's so a hard day for some people, like grown adults, is like, I couldn't afford Starbucks today. It's like, are you fucking
Well,
kidding
I mean,
me?
but both are valid though. You know what I mean? Because like a person's
because
natural.
you like Starbucks.
But I mean, like a human's natural tendency is to find challenges. That's our natural default is
Yeah.
to overcome challenges. So if you don't allow children to find and I'm not a dad of any sort. It's not.
Yeah.
To be clear, I'm not. I have a daughter, but I was not involved, so I cannot frame this from a father's perspective. But I will say from like just a basic common sense perspective, it's like humans are meant to overcome challenges. And if you don't give a human of any age
Yeah.
a certain challenge to overcome, if everything's a big deal, then nothing's a big deal.
Exactly.
If everything is the same issue, then you have to find relativity. You have to find this medium ground. You have to find context for everything. And if you don't allow the children to figure that out when they're younger, you're really doing them a disservice because the world does not give a fuck. And life is hard no matter what you do.
Well, people make it black and white, right? Like I could be, Kevin's my kid. I'm not. You're not. I'm not your dad, just so you know.
Damn it.
Fuck.
Yeah. I could be pissed at him. Doesn't mean I stop loving him. I can
Right.
still show him love, but yeah, you're still grounded. I'm mad at that moment. I yell, whatever. I beat the shit out, whatever it is, right? But I don't have to be, you're grounded for 2 weeks and treat you like shit. No, you don't withhold your love. And that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Right.
Like, well, don't be,
Yeah.
like, no, there was a consequences. I'm going to hold to it. You know, maybe I let it go a little bit earlier than expected, but I'm going to hold to it to show it because that's what you're going to learn from. And that's where the problem is. Like, and we see it. I look at when I think politicians the same way. They're kind of supposed to be like de facto parenting. So to say the answer to this problem is like, well, if we just give them clean needles. No, you wouldn't do that for your kids. You would have consequences. Like, well, they don't pay the tickets anyways, so don't give them a citation for shitting on the street. No, that was an inconvenience. Even though he didn't pay for the ticket, he doesn't want to be harassed, so he doesn't do it. But now you take it away, and now, I'm just going to shit right here on the street.
Yeah.
So removing consequences in life doesn't fix anything.
Yeah. Enabling is never going to work for anything.
And look, and people will say like, and here's the other thing that kills me about parents. It's like, well, I did it. I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't allow them to do it. No. You did it and you knew it was
Exact
wrong.
opposite.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
anything, like, I will never agree with like, I just have a bowl of condoms for the kids. Like, no, you make that shit inconvenient.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
make their
exactly.
consequences. Doesn't mean you're not a realist and the shit's not going to happen, but you do these things to fucking set them up for better success in life so that
Yeah.
they're
You don't
not
make it
get-
overly
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I know you're going to do it anyways.
And
so-
like, the cool parent. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
You're the weird parent.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm gonna have some drinks in the backyard with my fucking neighbors. That doesn't mean I'm gonna invite my fucking 12-year-old kid to fucking hang out.
Go get fucked up.
I at least
And-
wait until they're 16.
Well, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it anyways. They might as well do it under my supervision. Wrong.
No.
Fucking
Yeah.
wrong.
No, because
Yeah.
that doesn't change it from happening out of your sight. That just acknowledges it. And it just doesn't
It's the
mean you
illusion of
disown
control.
them. Doesn't mean you just
It's the illusion
disown the
of
high school
control.
kid when they drink. You're just like, no, man, you're not supposed to drink. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter that I did it.
It's 100% the illusion of control because
I was
they're
wrong,
like,
yeah.
oh well, he or she drinks when they're with me, so it's okay. Well, they're gonna go drink and they're gonna get smashed somewhere else, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna make bad decisions no matter what.
There is a level of that that I condone, honestly.
It depends on the kid too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, dude, like I have 4th of July parties and like this last one, my son Gavin was like, "Hey, I want to invite some of my frat brothers over." I go, That's perfectly fine, and I understand you guys are in college. Like many of them are going into their fucking senior fucking
that's
year.
different. They're already out of the house.
No, it's what I'm
They're
saying.
in
But
college.
I
You
go,
know they're
look,
drinking.
I go, if you're gonna show up to my house, I'm not carding anybody. I agree. Some of these kids are probably 22 to 20 or 19.
Yeah.
But I go, if you're fucking driving here, you're not gonna be
Right.
served. And if you try to fucking trick me, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bury you in the can. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but that's
there's
one of the
rules
things,
and
and it's one of those
consequences, right.
respect things. And I go, look, son, I don't think that you would disrespect what I do in terms of having your friends over. I'm gonna cook burgers. There's a pool. We're gonna have some drinks and do your thing. I will gladly pay your kid or pay your friend to take a fucking Uber back to
100%.
SDSU and just don't disrespect what I'm doing at my house
Right.
by being a fucking dumbass and going,
I'm fine. I'll just drive.
yeah, I'll just drive. And like,
No, you
dude,
won't.
yeah, no 20-year-old is going to tell me they know their body more than me at 52 who's been...
It's irrelevant anyways, whether you know your body or not. If you drove, if you
Exactly.
came to my house and
Yeah.
you drank, and then you intend on leaving my house.
Well, I think another thing too, you have to extend to them the understanding of consequences for you as the parent, because a lot of them
Precisely.
don't understand because they're fucking 19, they're 20, they don't understand all this shit. So they need to understand, like, hey, look, if one of your friends gets caught,
Guess.
dr-
Oh, well, I
from
was
my
at my
house,
friend's house drinking.
I'm
Oh.
fucked.
Was his parents there?
So
Yep. Straight to jail.
this is
You're not
why I'm
passing.
telling you, like, I will pay for your Uber. Don't fuck me.
Now
by
it turns
driving
into
home.
a Red Dawn scenario. Now I have to bring the 308 out on the second floor of my house.
Get the Oak Ridge
you know,
boys together.
with any of those things, when you think about like, they really can't see the world outside of themselves.
Of course,
And
yeah.
you know, some can
takes
earlier,
time,
but
yeah.
usually it takes till 25. You know, what
Yeah.
I actually know what helps? A fucking pet. It's the first time in their life when they have a pet and they realize that there's this
Oh.
thing that needs me, and I have to like think about something else in a way, and and then later on they can reflect on how that, like, because it's really their brains are built, even the ones that are most considerate or whatever. It's still through the lens of how's this affect me? How's this
Me,
affect me?
yeah. Yeah.
And you know, mom and dad are just here for, you know, to make my shit easier. Actually, they get in the way, you know, like that
Yeah.
type of
They
thing.
just make my life harder.
which is-
Actually, 'cause
which
they
is
make
totally
me do
normal.
homework.
So,
Totally
which is
normal,
normal.
yeah.
That's part of them growing. So you
Oh,
have to
want a
phrase it
dog?
like,
"Oh, you want to
hey,
go out today? Oh, did you feed the dog and you walked him? And
yeah,
you did
it's
this
not
and
just about affecting me. Here's how it affects you. And then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, well, I don't want that. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to tie everything together, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm a fucking parent, but it's like, it's hard, dude. It's a hard space to navigate
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of ways. Yeah. I'm still figuring it out. So
That's
I
part
don't
of
know
it.
what the right
there's
answer
there's
is.
not a whole lot of like my dad said a lot of fucking goofy shit, but one of the things he used to say is like, takes a boy to make one, takes a man to raise one.
Yeah.
And
That's
he said that
That's a
very
good-
early.
that's a good
you know,
call.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, anyone can get someone pregnant, but it takes a man to raise a kid.
I believe Furious Styles said that in what's the movie? Not Boys to Men. What's
Harry Styles?
No, Furious Styles. The
Don't know who that
fucking.
is.
Come on, you motherfuckers! Like you don't know the
Ninja Turtles.
Doughboy and fucking. Who's the? What's the
Ghostbusters.
fucking? No. What's his name? Singleton fucking directed the film. Was it?
Oh, the dude from Mike Singleton, the linebacker from Chicago Bears.
Jesus
Boys in
fucking
the
Christ, dude. Boys in the Hood. That's it.
Wait,
Boys on the
real-
side with Whoopi
that's the real
Goldberg.
answer?
No,
Yeah.
dude, you guys are fucking
Boys on the Side, Whoopi Goldberg.
Is that a
and
lesbian
who-
movie?
Yes, that's what he's talking about.
Mark Mason. He knows how to push my buttons. No, but seriously, the funniest fucking shit is in that movie. He was like, any man can. What does he say? Any man can make a fucking
Takes a boy-
child.
yeah,
It
takes a boy to
fucking,
create
yeah. It
create-
takes a fucking man to raise a man or raise a child.
No,
But
it's different, man. I've known because my dad was 20 when I was born, and he was not around, which I never faulted him for. You know, whatever.
should have.
No,
Just say, hey, fuck you, nerd.
no, it was. I
You
mean,
said he's a doctor now, right?
yeah, just retired.
doctor lawyer.
No, he's a great guy. What wasn't a great father growing up, but he was always a really like cool guy, you know. But also, I also realized dude, weirdly enough, I've always been super self-aware. And when I was really young, I realized that like my dad was basically forced into having me when he was 20. And I was like, dude, I would never want to be forced into having a kid when I was 20. So I never held anything against him. I'm like, dude, it's fucking whatever. But it's been really cool because now I have a little brother who's 20. Maybe no, 21. He just turned 21 a couple months ago. He's basically like 6 months older than my daughter. And dude, to see him from how he was as a dad when I was growing up,
Yeah.
to now as a dad now, when
Yeah.
he's like engaged and like
Yeah.
an actual like father, because he's always been
Yeah.
a really
As
cool
an
guy.
adult man.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like being like because he's always been a really cool guy, but his progression as a father, and now I can see him as a dad with
Yeah.
like my little brother. I'm like, dude, it's cool, man. It's
Yeah.
really cool to see the progression of like people, and the timing of things matters a lot, right? And you can go through the same lessons at different times in your life, and you learn different things from different things.
Well,
And
yeah,
it's been
and
really cool.
there's a fucking there's a lesson to be learned. I mean, honestly, I mean, the fact that your father, honestly, he was like, dude, I don't know the whole relationship between you, him, and well, shit, not between you and him, but him and your mother.
Well, they were never married.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, I'm sure he was like, I don't want a kid, and she's like, I'm gonna keep the kid, and I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, it was a one night stand.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing,
totally, yeah.
and the fact that you were like, thanks, mom. Thanks for not getting the fucking Lysol and coat hanger and the fucking, or you know what I'm saying. But
yeah, whatever. I mean,
yeah. But it's one of those fucking weird things, and I mean, we make light of it on the show, but it's one of those fucking weird things about, consequences, because had your, had your dad,
Pulled out.
well, that too, no, but felt compelled to stick around just for the sake of sticking around.
Well, it doesn't mean they had to be married.
But
not that they would.
to be honest, I wouldn't have wanted that.
Well, no, it's what I'm saying is, but would he have still been a doctor, or would he have still done
Right.
blah blah, or would you, or would you have gone on to do what you've done because your parents stayed together? Would you, living in whatever?
Kevin's saying because that was fucked up, it made you a team guy.
I'm a big believer.
Exactly.
No, my childhood was great. Like growing up, my childhood was fucking awesome. It was really a lot of love. Like we were super poor, but a lot of love. But I don't think that parents should stay together for the kids, because kids are fucking resilient. Kids are really good, way better than adults at.
They pick up on more than
accommodating.
you notice too. If you're
Yeah.
if you're
No, they
at
do.
each other's necks all the time, it's not healthy for the kids to see
Right.
that as a relationship.
I think that it's healthier for a child to see two independent adults being happy in their own lives.
Absolutely.
Than resentful and stand together for the kid, and then you feel responsible for. I'm so glad that I never felt responsible for two people who, my mom and my dad do not like each other for, various reasons, whatever. That's
Because
their
he
own thing.
didn't pull out.
Yeah. And but I mean, like, that's not my fight to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is my own life.
And
This
that's
is my
the
own thing.
dude. He loves you as a result of something. She definitely loves you because she raised you. But
And even if they don't or didn't,
well, they don't have to love each other to have a connection.
But
to
what
you.
I'm saying, even if they, regardless of their personal relationship, even if they don't, regardless of me, I'm an independent human.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of my own life, and I'm in charge of whatever happens to me or happened to me or my circumstances. I'm in charge of my own fucking life.
Yeah.
And I'm in charge of my own fucking destiny.
Yeah.
And there's nobody else that I can fucking blame for my shortcomings, my failures, or my successes.
That's an
than
adult level
myself.
of awareness. You know what I mean? It's
I
like
think-
once you hit a certain threshold in life, if you have, either the right content or the right mentor or the right parents, they're teaching you those things early on. A lot of people don't. They
Yeah.
don't get that.
But
they think
you're
everything
also-
is someone else's fault.
You also can learn. Well, first
True.
off, I would argue that you can probably blame Kevin for a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all his
Without
fault.
a doubt.
That, yeah. But aside from that, we also, if you think about it as adults, some of the best learning I have had is from a fucking shitty boss, right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm finding myself now as I'm growing into an older man is some of the bad things that it's like learning from. Like I don't want to be that as a father that's
Exactly.
happened to me. And so I had a family that was just like constantly the fighting. Holes in the wall, all these things, but I didn't know any of that. That's what life
normal.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
but at the same time, then when you're able to analyze and understanding what's not normal and the different but everything that happened in my childhood made me who I am. You know, I'm better aware, better this, and I do things. Made me great for. It made things easy for the life we chose, but maybe doesn't translate well into other things, right?
Yeah. So it all translates into leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's things that just like, I should probably, the things that you got to work on. Like, why do I have this little, that's because of that. You figure it out, right? But you start figuring those things out in life. But ultimately at some point you come to realize like you can keep saying, well, because I had to deal with this. But you got to fucking look in the mirror. It's a fucking crutch. And it's like, even if that is the thing that's causing you to remember and think this and do this, well, what are you going to fucking do about it?
Right.
And I say this all, like, I told the story earlier about buds, but guess what? I mentioned in there, why didn't I go after boot camp? Because I broke my wrist. Well, whose fucking fault was that? That's mine. I went home and partied, and I was driving when I shouldn't have been. Every story,
Kevin's fault.
aside from Kevin, every setback I've had in life, the one constant has been me.
It's you, 100%.
Yeah, it's fucking
The
me.
one constant is it's Kevin's fault.
And it's like, what do I do about addressing that? Because that's the one thing I can control. My relationships,
quite literally.
Me and with my kids, like, okay, I could say, but what example am I setting? Like how would I do? Yeah, so 100% with what you're saying, and it does affect us. It does shape different things, but at some point you acknowledge like that's not a fucking excuse.
No, it's not.
And it's like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
If it is something that's holding you back.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like everything you have in life, all of it, your wife, your kids, your lack of that, your money, your lack of money, the money you have, you don't have, whatever. It is
all
what
your
you've
fault.
attracted to yourself by the person you've become.
Yeah.
And there's some people. I mean, we're not. There's people that will look back on a situation and can only focus on the negative.
Yeah.
And there's people that they focus on a positive. I tend to focus on a positive. And then there's the in between. So I can sit here, and I've had plenty of people and my own brothers and sisters that have a different. Want to look back at how we grew up different. Plenty of things, but I choose to. Rather than think about the shitty things my dad done, it's just like, you know what? He fucking painted the school in the convent when I was in 5th grade so that I can stay in that Catholic school.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I was embarrassed because I was like, felt poor or whatever.
My dad's
you know?
painting the school,
like
yeah.
a fucking embarrassed, like I can't believe, like that's what but it wasn't beneath
But
him.
that kept you in the fucking school.
Kept me in the school.
That's
and as an
fucking
adult,
dope.
I
That's
realized,
dope.
and I
Yeah.
got to tell him that
That's a
at my
sacrifice that your dad
commissioning
made
before
for
he
you.
died, like 3 weeks before he died. I got
That's
to look
really
at him and
fucking
say,
cool.
"Hey, you did this for me." And I think of those things that he
He
did.
goes, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. And
fucking
so
remember
like focusing on those things that stand out, the work ethic, him
Absolutely.
grunting to put his boots on to do a double shift in pain, and that's like when I'm getting ready to do something, it's like, don't be a fucking pussy, whether it be buds, whatever it is, those types of things that where he's going to the fucking mill. I get
Yeah.
to go play Navy SEAL. I'd pay to do this. Like, what am I
Yeah.
complaining about?
I'll keep this story short because I've said it before, but there's,
Please. No.
sorry, but there's
kidding.
there's a really good friend of mine who he's a former Marine, entrepreneur guy, and we're having cigars in my house one night, and we're just hanging out, and he's talking about his dad. He's telling the story about his dad and all this shit, and he's like constantly looking for his dad's approval and all this shit, man. Right, exactly. And as he's telling the story about his childhood, I'm like, I don't want to say anything. We're like, bro, this is exactly my childhood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and it really dawned on me that like, wow, you can have two totally different. He's a very good guy.
Different outcomes, yeah.
But you can have two totally different perspectives on the same experience.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you want to look at it from,
100%.
And I choose to look at it from, what can I learn from this? How can I progress from this? How can I become better and become more than this? I choose to fucking progress.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the most powerful things you can do is to just look at your experience in life and be like, I choose to become the next evolution, the next version of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I choose to take these things on that I've had these experiences in life, good or bad, whatever, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
These are my experiences. These are lessons I can learn. and here's how I can become a better fucking person, a better evolution of myself. I think if more people looked at their life like that, instead of this victim mentality.
Yeah. Whose fault was it? It wasn't my fault.
Everything is everything is your fault. Where you're at in life is the result of your fucking decisions.
Well, yeah.
Like,
If you ever look at, I look at the whole blame the billionaires bullshit. It's like, dude, first of all, there's not a finite amount of money in
there's
the world.
so much money
Like,
out there.
Just because this guy's a billionaire or trillionaire doesn't mean
Doesn't
you
take
can't.
anything from you.
You
Well,
can't.
It's whether you're
stopping
religious
you
or
from
not.
doing
Every
anything.
religion, every philosopher used to say envy is the
Yeah.
biggest trick. That's how you distract. Like, look, why does he have that and you don't? That's one of the. That's why it's like you want to
Start a community.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
the quickest way to make someone feel
Yeah.
like they're owed something.
to put people in the tribal drive.
Ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
like that. It's ridiculous. That,
It
like,
is.
Absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous. You're in America.
If you can't
there's no
fucking
shortage of
succeed,
opportunity.
if you can't succeed in America, honestly, you're either physically or mentally disabled. No, seriously.
and even still,
Or- no.
like even still, I don't think that there's a reason you shouldn't be able to succeed.
You're just
You're
lazy.
physically
You're just lazy.
incapacitated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, there's more opportunity, and opportunity is the operative word because people go, well,
Exactly.
you didn't give me this, you give me that. Like, nobody's giving you fucking anything.
And
None of us
success
got
is
handed
also
anything.
success is also this various definition. Like my success, what I consider success, is not based on how you're living.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean right now. It's that last breath. Did I reach where I wanted to go? That happiness I want. Maybe it took me that long.
Yeah.
Because I have all these other vices and things, and I
Fuck yeah.
get to it in that last breath. But I'm a fan of man. I'm a fan of life, and it's just like I go outside, a shitty day, and I realize there's other people have it much worse than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
it's like
honestly,
I look at the trees, I look at it like this is fucking amazing.
dude,
Life's not too
yeah.
bad.
Literally, you're living in America. First of all, you were born a human,
Yeah.
right? There's like a 1 in whatever fucking chance of that.
Way better than Ant.
Yeah, and then you're in America on top
Yeah.
of that.
And then we're in San Diego.
And then well, yeah,
best
I mean,
fucking
for
weather.
us
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
right?
It's
But
pretty
then,
fucking
Seriously.
yeah, to
Yeah.
blame a billionaire, it's like the only reason you even extract a paycheck from anybody anywhere is because billionaires exist in the first place. Because what do?
Well-
They created economy and
Yeah.
and opportunity.
The
and all these other
shit that
things.
exists.
Everything
and yeah,
that
it's
exists,
fucking crazy.
The infrastructure that you're living, the vehicles you
Well,
drive.
they
it's all
say if you live in
consequence of
America,
that.
you're whatever the fucking concept
just-
is.
Well,
Just
the bottom line is excuses are the language of the weak.
Yeah,
That's the
no
bottom
question
line.
about
Yeah.
it.
But they're being taught it, and it sucks.
Right.
And they're being taught it, and it's being taught victimism and all these different things. But if you really break it down, there's very few people you can actually corner on this and be like and lay things out for. They're like, yeah, you're right. Then so. Not to go too far down on that. I
dude.
think of like
the
just
four
this-
of us could go into this ad nauseum,
Ad nauseum.
and we could do another fucking 4
But I
hours.
think
I'm gonna share a
it
father story here
It
real
all
quick, if you
ties
don't
back to. Want to hear that? But before this,
Yep.
it all ties back to what you said in the beginning, where if you had given up on your dream,
Yep.
by not, it didn't work out. I didn't work out the paperwork, whatever. If you had given up on that,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have had a 27-year career
Yeah.
in the Navy, a 25-year team guy. You wouldn't have had any of this if you had given up and accepted. Oh well, just whatever. People fuck me, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no,
Yeah.
Everybody
fuck you.
else's fault.
And then
Everybody
the
else's
weak. So there's that. People fuck me. And then the weak side of like, well, you only made it because this person hooked you up. Yeah, but that would have never happened if I didn't keep going. You
Right.
keep going, this other door
that guy
opens. This
didn't
one
just
closes.
show up at my fucking door
Yeah.
one day
And
and
that's-
say,
that's
the
life.
for me."
Yeah.
That's life.
And I
That's what
even
happens.
joking with my kids, I'd be like, to my son or whatever age, I'm like, hey, go find like no organized play dates. Go knock on your buddy's door, see if he wants to go out. And, and my ex would be like, well, you can't. Like, yeah, that's what you do. You go
That's
out play.
literally what
and,
you
and
do.
then, and when he got older, he was living with me during COVID. They got kicked out of the dorms. I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to let you in on a secret. No hot chick's just going to come knock on the door and ask you to go out for a date. You got to
Damn
make
it.
some shit happen. Like, I know this is a surprise. It doesn't just show up and happen. Be like, hey, are you really into Marvel? Like, yeah, that does not happen.
Hey,
You can't just order a pizza. You got to make some shit happen,
Yeah.
man. It's just like those-
Sometimes you got to wear a fucking furry costume, motherfucker.
Show up to Comic Con.
Sometimes you got to shit in a fucking
Tupperware.
Tupperware box. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
But give us like a frame of reference on my old man. He would, he had this thing that was like, And when he'd be down the boxing gym, like yelling at his boxers and whatever, and he'd be like, "Yeah, don't worry about what they could do to you. Worry about what you could do to them." That was like he'd say it all the time. And he'd have this comment or two that'd be like, like, don't worry about what they could do to you. Shit, I could tell you how bad you are. Like, and it's just like, wasn't the most motivating, but he just like slam into them.
Like, thanks.
But basically saying the same thing. It's just like, don't worry about all these other things that are going to stop you.
Yeah.
And though, like, when I would say this to one of my brothers, they're like, yeah, that's not what he meant. Like, but it doesn't matter. Like, that's what I found out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, and I
matters.
looked at how he lived his life fighting and all these different things, and like could barely keep his job and what he was doing, couldn't read, and like all these different things where he's fighting, and that's the positive I chose. Like, did he beat the shit? Yeah. Did he lose his? Like, did he drink quite a bit? Is there a bunch of holes in all? There's all of that. You can focus on that, right? But
if you choose to, right.
there's all these other things too. He's also, when this dude fucking died, for the 3 days of him being laid out, there was a line to get in at Canines to see my father. That many people that he affected their lives.
impacted him.
Like, everyone knew my old man or whatever.
Yes.
So a story he told me once after I had my ass beat, and I told the story before. The same kid beat my ass twice in the same day.
Just in a ring or just like in a bar?
I'm a kid, like in this fucking older dude.
School, yeah.
It was like the O'Doyles from Billy Madison. There's this family of fucking jackasses that I just fucking had to deal with. And I forget how he's telling me, and he decides to tell me the story about this dude that fucking like was pushing him around and stuff at school and blah, blah, blah. And he didn't want to tell his older brother because of this. It was going to lead to this different thing. So he's like, I'm going to follow this guy and either get a board or whatever and beat the fuck out of him. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, and so he followed this guy and he saw this tree. And he's like, that's perfect. I'm going to climb in that tree and wait for this dude and jump on him.
Like a spider
monkey. Yeah. And then, but he was like, but I needed to practice. So, but it's too high. It was too high from the practice. I'm like, and I'm just sitting there like, he's a fucking psycho. Like, I'm listening. I'm a kid thinking like, he's like, I'm still trying to figure out where this is going.
A psychopath.
And so he dragged a mattress to practice,
Good for him.
jumping out of the tree over and over. And he's like, I got it down. He hid the mattress. And now it's the day that he's going to wait for the kid that's much bigger than him. And he's going to jump out of the tree on him. He misses the guy. Of
course
the
he
time
does.
he's not. The kid tripped. Because he wanted me to know. I had the timing down, but he tripped and he ended up making him go faster. I missed, and my knee came up and almost knocked me out. And so the kid turns around real quick and goes to jump on him and pummel him. And he's like, no, I was trying to catch up to you to tell you that blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? How is this helpful? And he's just like, you got to have a plan and you got to be able to change it. And it made no goddamn sense. But it's just like, but it was like things like that.
The point of the story was he tried to make a plan so he could beat that ass. But
and he shifted and whatever. But
Hey, he flexed.
He was like, I didn't
No,
want to
that's
fight
awesome.
It's a man of action right there.
complete side note, like I went, because he showed me where this was, and I realized where he lived. I'm like, holy shit, he dragged a fucking mattress, a twin fucking mattress, like 6 blocks to, like, he's a fucking psychopath. Like, but to, like, he was not, this guy was like, he was going to take care of business and make
That's
this
your
thing
dad.
happen. Yeah, that was my old man.
That's some love right there, dude.
And so it's
That's
just
a
like,
fatherly love.
to get shit done. And he somehow thought this was going to help me. I guess he wanted me to go jump out of a tree on the guy the next time or whatever. But basically tell me, don't let these different outside influences hold you back from what you got to get done. Who cares that this guy's bigger than you? You worry about what you can do to him. One of his things he would talk about all the time, boxing, he would talk about this one fight where he broke this dude's nose. I talked to his aunt. I talked to his brother. They're like, he got fucking destroyed in that fight. But he didn't care. He was not supposed to have any chance against this guy, and the fact that he broke the guy's nose in the first round
It's
didn't
like
matter that the
Rocky.
guy
Like,
mopped up the floor with him the rest of the time. It was like worried about what he could do to them and focus on what he can do.
Perspective,
and,
man.
that was just his.
Dude, that's a
thing.
Which is
perspective
fucking
a powerful
amazing.
thing.
It wasn't.
The fact
It
your
wasn't.
dad's
Yeah, I
like,
got my
yeah.
ass beat that fight. I
Yeah.
lost. It
No.
was.
Yeah.
I broke his fucking nose.
Well, if you tell it from your perspective, and it's like, you know what? I fucking pummeled this motherfucker. I beat the living shit out
Yeah.
of this guy. And you hear the other side, you're like, oh, did you win? You're like, well,
No, that's not important.
Yeah. Well, he'd be like, no, I didn't win. I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day. How the fuck am I going to win? Like, that would be his answer. Like, he would be honest about it, but he'd be like, but at least I broke his fucking nose. He didn't want to fight me again.
Yeah.
That would be
fuck
like,
that
yeah.
guy.
No, that's you know what?
Yeah.
Effort counts for a lot. That's wild
And he would,
stuff,
yeah,
man.
and I'll leave here. You don't have to, if you guys don't want this on, but I can remember these 2 twins. It's like kindergarten, chasing me home from school.
Were they chicks?
No, chasing me home from school. That's later. And I'm like pounding on the door, and my dad sees them, and he's like, either you deal with this, or you're going to come in here, and I'm going to beat your ass. And he locked the door.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I'm just sitting there, and then I ran at them, and then we never fought. They didn't even want to. They were just like trying to bully me, and then once I confronted them, it was like, "Hey, what was your name? Whatever." And that's just like, "Hey, you're either going to fucking fight me, or you're going to fight them and deal with this."
And most people just want their perspective of being fighters without actually getting their.
That's
face
100%.
punched.
Yeah, my dad did that to my brother. Like my brother, he got in a fight with some kid and he punched him a couple times. My brother came home crying, and my dad was like, "What happened?" And he's like, "Beat me up." And he's like, "Don't come in this house till you go back there and you fight him."
Yeah, I
and
fought,
he did. He beat the brakes off that kid afterwards.
Another perspective too is I fought 5 guys 3 different times. I didn't win any of them, but I will say, usually when you fight 5 guys, there's only one guy that wants to fight. One guy's backing him up, and 2 or 3 guys are there just to kind of watch.
Yeah.
So you really don't.
You're not fighting 5.
You're not fighting 5. Yeah. You're fighting 1, maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
But if you can have that fucking drive.
Yeah.
And just that fucking like perspective of like, fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna. You might win. You're probably gonna win actually.
Yeah.
You know what? But I'm gonna make damn sure
You don't
they're
wanna
gonna-
do it again.
You're gonna think twice. Next time
Yeah,
you fucking
exactly.
He had a different way. But yeah, he was like, he would say that people knew that they're gonna have to fight him every day if they fought him.
Hey,
And he might not ever win, but they're going to have to deal with him every day, and that would change it.
That
was
comes
his
back to your paperwork story too.
exactly.
You're putting the
Kept
paperwork
submitting
in.
the
Just
fucking
wear
Like,
paper.
fine, motherfucker. Let's go to Bud's. Fine.
Yeah.
Get out of my hair.
Domino, motherfucker.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy how everything comes full circle, man. Okay. Well, I know, dude. Thank you for
Yeah,
spending
we gotta
time with
close
us.
this shit out.
Yeah, we're
I'm about to piss myself.
we're coming up on 6 hours, which might be our longest show ever.
Shit.
Thank you for spending time and sharing these fucking magnificent fucking stories with us. It's we have
Do you have any more stories? Just kidding.
we had such a great time.
I'm out.
Is there? Do you want to be found on anything, or is there anything you want to plug?
I'm good. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
He wants to unplug from the
Unplug. Yeah.
Well, Mark, thank you so much for
Thank you,
spending
brother.
time with us, man.
Good catching up with you
Appreciate
guys.
you.
Good meeting you,
Dude,
man.
awesome, man.
Good shit.
Good stuff.
Always, man. Always.
All right. Hell yeah. And for our people that were hanging on to this, like, dude, thank you so much for spending time with us and listening to our shenanigans. And we'll fucking see you next time.
Yeah.
Next time. Thank you, guys.
Shit.